All right, another wonderful week of Dungeons and Dungeons. Welcome. Last week we ended up finishing up, right? That was the week we finished up the fight with everything that was going on inside
the plot.
The
assassin's plot.
Yes. Yeah, I think last week was the one we fought. Beat the Geistro.
Yes.
And then started establishing. No. You guys started in the pools. That was the week before. Yeah. No. So you guys were in the pools. So you all ended up healing up and having a good time inside the hot springs.
It was a good time.
You ended up getting basically a very long history lesson about religion and
huge lore drop.
Yeah, lots of lore, lots of nice real descriptions. People were communing with their gods and deities that were playing with them. Lots of personal time to role play with one another. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary.
Oh, except for that part where
Who's all died?
to beat up an elephant. A dead elephant.
Ulazar was suspiciously quiet during all the religious stuff, which was fascinating. He was,
in Rapture.
yeah, you learned the backstory of Brine and how she became King of the North. You learned that she's about 3,000 years old.
She's old.
That's crazy.
She is old. You learned she was born into slavery in the Underdark.
To me too.
She then helped try and lead a rebellion against that. The mystics of the the matriarchs and mystics of the house of Drows, or the Drow culture, the leaders, tricked her and teleported her to the Abyss to fight Lolth, where she, with the aid of divine intervention, out-endured the patience of Lolth, and Lolth cursed her with eternal service to these people she so wanted to free. And so she is now led them out of the Underdark, and then she had to fight the King of the North after once they moved over to across the Maw of the World into Tool. They were just chilling some mountains, and then the old frost giant King of the North was like, "Hey, pay homage to me," and she's like, "That ain't gonna work." And she ended up taking the mantle of King of the North, watched a lot of her loved ones age and die, and she is now generations and generations departed from whence she was.
Wait, so
once
she's
was.
immortal?
Not by killing.
Right, so like she just lives forever as long as she doesn't die.
Yes. Yep.
She's immortal, not invulnerable.
Yes. She is cursed to a life of service for these people, to the Drow people.
I mean, at least you don't have to worry about re-election.
Well, I'm sure if she wasn't king anymore, she'd still have to serve them in different capacities.
Probably. Yeah.
Or if there are no Drow left. What if they got wiped out?
I don't know.
That's the question.
That's where real role-playing development would happen. To see what happens, who wins there.
We can find out.
Oh my god.
So then Ulazar and Ari had a nice bonding moment, tracking down the ram because the gem was missing.
Ah! I had it in my pocket the whole time.
You did, and he took it.
When did he take it?
When you weren't looking, when you were sleeping. I never specifically. You did though. When you want the spells back, hey, you're vulnerable. So he stole that. You all ended up getting it back from him. You introduced Salem to it, which Ari was interested in getting Blackstaff to check this thing out. So then you guys went to Blackstaff to be like, "Yo, what's up with this ram?" Only to find the ram stealing the Blackstaff from the Blackstaff.
Yo.
And she took that shit back from him. Okay. And you learned it's some divine being. It's either protected by a divine being or is one itself.
So it's God Goat.
Potentially.
Right.
Or there's a god that loves this goat.
Right.
So there's either a god with a lot of humor or there's a god, the goat's a god. So we'll figure that out as the sessions go on.
All right.
It also has like an infinite pocket dimension that
yes.
it just stores all the stuff it steals.
Yes, so you got to see
real
like
big haversack.
Yeah, it's all these circles opened up, and you just saw pouring out just like hordes of stuff, including some people were falling through it, and
Dead people?
Live people.
Oh.
And they were like, "Free me!" And that was it.
Were they freed?
No.
Oh,
It was too quick. It was
No,
like Portal. You know how Portal falls?
Yeah,
But it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
continuous. Though.
Oh, good.
It wasn't like endlessly looping.
It was just like
A lot.
close.
Yeah.
So I traded a couple of my Yunguk rubies for the gem back.
The sun gem. Which you guys
And
don't know
then
is
it-
the sun gem.
and then it promptly tried to steal the gem back.
It did immediately.
All right.
You got the understanding that this was an even trade. The goat was like, all right, we're even. And then it's like, and now we're back to what we do. And he went to take it immediately back.
How rude.
He is pretty rude.
But we got it at the end.
Yep. So he had it at the end, and then Kane wanted to see if you guys could get any survivors from Yongguk. Many was concerned if there were still bad guys around, and he was like, well, let's just go check. So you guys teleported over there to see if anybody could be, see what happened to all the stronclaw lizard folk, and we're seeing if they could be of any service or help to the north, because Kane was looking for some sort of trade here, very utilitarian. And last we left off, Kane heard some noises and was sprinting into a temple. And then you all followed suit. So to set it, you guys are deep within the Yongguk jungle. You didn't really notice because of all the fighting, but you now have a nice stark contrast to the chilly winds of the north. It was definitely fall and getting towards the winter time, where here is summer's just beginning and you're getting blasted with rainforest heat right now.
Nice.
And it's a nice contrast to what you were used to in these
Vacation?
days. Yeah.
I hate this.
Bodies are all about and limbs are missing. There's both on lizard folks, on dinosaurs, on sick lizard folk, and there's normal lizard folk, sick lizard folk, and minotaurs. There's bodies, pieces, all around these areas. And you guys enter inside a modestly built temple, very Aztec in its nature, lit by blue lights.
It's lit in here?
Yeah, it is lit. Oof, as lit as it gets for the lizard folk.
Yup.
The stones themselves are
Lit.
warm to the touch as you guys walk into this temple, and you can see Kane gathering around this. It's this blue glowing-eyed lizard folk that seems to be handicapped. Its feet don't seem to be working. It seems to be stuck on beside a chair. It's not a throne per se, but you couldn't mistake it as a throne. And it's trying to get up there. Its staff is on the floor, and robes are draped all over it. And it's got these blue glowing eyes that you can hear it cursing under its breath. You still have like another 30 minutes of tongues going right now, so you guys are getting here and there curses of just strange curses that are very abnormal to you. You're not really sure what it's referencing as Kane rushes over to this individual. What are you all doing?
Are there any other survivors in the area, or is it just this handicapped lizard?
Inside here right now, it just seems like there's bodies strewn about. It seems the very last of whatever was fighting in here has just bled out. You can see a velociraptor, like its chest, as you guys walked in here, just finished settling, drawing its last breath.
Rest in peace.
And there's lizard folk and minotaur all just sprawled out on the ground.
I'm gonna start picking up the bodies of the attackers.
Okay.
Like the minotaur, whoever was attacking.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take the bodies outside and start making a pile.
Okay. Give me survival just for what you see and stuff as you're doing that, in the sense of distinguishing what is and what isn't, because some of the lizard folk were bad in this case and turned on them, and distinctly they weren't the same as the madness lizard folk you've run into.
Yeah,
these were
people
different.
weren't
Yes.
mad. They were just
Different.
15.
15. Okay. So you're doing that with fine pace right now, and you're easily telling them apart, but also getting a sense of how the combat went down. From what you've seen of animals in the wild, you get the sense that they came, they attacked, and then they left. It was a very strange incursion, and it's not typical of animals. This seems more like a human attack, of how humans would typically come and attack something, normally for land, for a message, for an item, and leave. This is not typical of animal patterns. Normally animals are territorial, and they would maintain the territory if they were to take it. And that's what you could gather in your comparisons to like you don't know much about lizard folk and dinosaurs or minotaurs and their patterns.
Is that fairly obvious to me as well?
You go ahead and make a survival check too.
I'm gonna sidle
advantage
up
could
to
you from here
Ulazal
in the forest?
while they're kind of doing their thing.
Yep.
Hey Ulazal,
Yeah.
we should try and grab some of these gems. All of the gems thrown that are on the ground. We should put some of those in the sack.
You know, it feels wrong to steal from people who were just demolished. But last time we were here, it didn't seem like it was much value to them at all.
Blackstaff and Fi are right next to you guys right now too, still in her disguise, and they're both looking at you all. They just give away gemstones here?
It's not even like given away. They almost treat them as if they're just like pebbles on the ground.
Eyes exchange between the two of them again. You can see this stark interest as you see Kane propping up this individual finally in here and getting him on the chair. You see him slapping at Kane as you see. He's like, all right.
Right. I feel like I should go help Kane and pocket as much as you can, I guess.
Inside this area,
Here,
there's not
I'll,
any
I'll
gems
give
in this
you-
immediate area. It's in the other areas you guys entered.
I'll give you the bag.
All right, I'll take the bag, and while they're handling this, I'm just gonna make my way outside and get some gems.
Give me a stealth check.
Are you really asking me to stealth? Oh,
Yes, just so I know who notices you bamf out of here.
23.
All right, good to know.
Reliable tell it.
Did Ari even come with us?
As Bosno is looking around,
He passes him.
must have left him. Ralia is there as well.
Who's Ari?
He didn't roll that high yet. When he breaks 30,
that's a
that's when we
40.
don't know who he is.
So I'm gonna go up to Kane.
He never existed.
Yeah.
and understand what the exchange between them, what's going on.
Kane, as you approach, you see him being like, great mystic. Oh, he's southern, sorry. I forgot, we were keeping pace with that.
Yep.
Great mystic.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Are there any survivors? And you see the mystic. Hand me my staff.
What the fuck?
Picks up the staff, hands it to him. Wham! Smacks him on the head with his staff. Oh! Where did you go? I took Eve to the pads where our friends last left, and they're taking care of Eve right now. Wham! Another smack on the cane. You see him like slow to react, and he's like trying, but not. There's this commanding power of this individual with no functioning legs right now, sitting on top of this little chair built in out of stone into this wall. As he looks down, he's got these blue eyes staring deep at Kane. You can actually see little glows coming off them. Our people are sick, Kane. You see him look over to you, also. It's just, I'm aware. They attacked us. Also, very aware. Smacks Kane again. You see Kane. Oh. There are many questions to ask here. Many things to ponder about, Kane. Where were your talents, Kane? Why were you bestowed? And he just keeps whacking Kane. And he just has his arm up at this point as this just keeps whacking and whacking. And he keeps going on a little bit of a rant. Given those tattoos to defend your people, Kane. Where are they? I'm unsure. He reaches over into his cloak and pulls out a little bowl, kind of like a coconut. You see him like, do you know what this is, Kane? You see Kane like, oh, this is loaded. I see it. What is it, Kane? Not do you see it? Looks like one of the furry fruits you got there.
Yes.
Kane just like flinch at that. You see it twist it open, puts it to the side,
This Rafiki stuff happening right now.
takes out some of these leaves next to and puts them in Kane's hands. But Kane's first still appearances, and you see him like open your hands, open your hands. You see Kane like puts the leaves inside the hands.
Take this. Rub it near any of the lizard folk that are down. I believe a curse was bestowed upon them. This should wake them up, and you can tell if they're dead or not.
He's now he sees Ulazal for the first time. He looks even closer.
Is there something I can help you with?
Take these.
Gives the leaves.
Go find if there are any dead.
All right, I'll do that.
Good.
I'm not looking away first.
You're in a staring contest, and Kane just touches him. Let's leave him.
All right. All right. So, I would go with Kane to one of the nearby carcasses.
Yep.
Not carcasses, maybe. I
There's
just
one
kind
of
of
them.
rub the leaves
Yeah,
together.
you rub the leaves together. Nothing happens for this one. And all the other people inside the room just sort of staring at this. The mystic looks around.
Don't just stand here. Come.
And he holds it up, and you see them all just sort of questioning. And Kane's walking around, like, if you wanna. And you slowly see Blackstaff, Pie, Ralia. Everyone just starts taking pieces of these leaves from these people. What are we doing? Since Ralia, Vera, and Pie have literally all the same accent, that was Ralia.
Yes.
You take the leaves. You rub the leaves next to the nostrils. If it attacks you, it's bad, and you kill it. If it doesn't attack you, don't kill it.
Raleigh like, she nods, but right now doing mental math on how many things she can raise dead right now. And she's feeling pretty good about it, but then she also has to teleport them back, so now she's feeling less good about it, and she's balancing things in her mind right now. All right, so who of you are partaking in this?
I'm still moving bodies.
Okay.
Part, not really moving bodies, more so just trying to get a gauge of like where the attackers came from and where they might have left to.
Sure.
Or if there may be like, you know, reinforcements or something around.
Go ahead and make an investigation check at this point.
Can I
I'm
ascertain,
outside.
Yep.
can I ascertain like what kind of voodoo magic this kind of stuff is doing? Like, can I make a an Arcana or a religion
Sure.
check to try and figure out what what exactly this is?
10. You leave the room, and you can tell in here is like inside this room was basically one of the many chambers of. It doesn't really seem like worship. They don't really have many material items in these areas, but where they might have gathered and exchanged. And this clearly was one of the more important individuals, the way he's manhandling Kane. As you go outside, you're able to start looking around at the battlefield that went down and the town that was raided and beat down pretty hard. Unsure whether or not there's reinforcements coming. You did use one of your abilities, and nothing has triggered again, that they're within that mile mark. So you at least know, for whatever your senses being, that none of those hostiles are around at the moment. But there's an eerie quiet. There's not even bugs chirping in the forest. It's very much the sounds of a slaughter here.
I rolled a 15 on that Arcana check.
All right. This would be some sort of enchantment magic. You have the idea that whatever you're doing here, this voodoo nonsense, has some sort of enchantment in the leaves, and the way it's prepared does something to the individual that gives it some sort of jump start to see whether or not it's working or not. It's almost like a low-level dispel magic for whatever the curse might have been placed onto these creatures, but it doesn't quite seem exactly like a dispel magic.
Okay.
So for everybody using the leaves right now, go ahead and give me a percentile die roll.
Oh, I didn't get that one out.
Magic smelling salts.
I got 46.
46.
If you win,
15.
you lose. They won. I can smell the die.
All right. Ulazal's not having much luck. He's going body to body and finding a lot of dead individuals.
Dead.
Belfina starts getting plenty of them jumping up as you get them. You come close to them and you get this as it comes forward and sees you and backs off. It starts looking around. You see Kane being like, "Oh, hey, easy there." And you see it just like. So he's corralling them in as you are finding 5 at a time, 10 at a time. You're starting to find more and more of them getting up.
So these are strong claw. Right?
Strong claw are getting up. You're not finding too many of the other undead right now. Whatever the strange other lizard folks seem to stay dead, and the Minotaur, for the most part, any Minotaur bodies that are here are like cleaved in half or bitten or ripped. And any of the dinosaurs, people aren't checking. Like no one's gonna bother trying to wake up any of the dinosaurs if they're still kicking. As you guys are walking out and about too, you hear Blackstaff and Phi be like, "Whoa!" And some of you turn the corner and you're able to see one of the massive Tyrannosaurus Rexes just collapse down here. And you can tell there was 2 of them. One is missing its jaw, as one was actually a normal Tyrannosaurus Rex and one was clearly fighting it and had much different markings all across it from whatever the incursion was. And there's just all sorts of bodies on top of it, spears sticking out of all of them, and bodies mound up all over. Kane goes deep into there, and he ends up finding some of the other ones, a very burly, about his size looking lizard folk piles out. This one green and its scales, and you just see it looking around a little manicked, like it's just been revived, and Kane calming it down. But groups and groups of lizard folk are starting to find themselves as the piles Mazna's putting together is decently well. Give me some strength checks though, because some of the things are going to be very difficult to move as the dinosaurs are heavy as heck. The Minotaur are extremely heavy, but dinosaurs are like tons of pounds heavy that are nearly impossible to move depending on which ones you're finding.
What?
He didn't say anything, right?
Yeah. Don't worry
He
about
didn't
it.
say a word. He was saying, "I love Mazda."
I do. He's such a cool character. So many cool abilities.
14.
I just always forget about it.
You're having some trouble here and there with the bigger ones, and Masno has to make decisions like, all right, I can't clearly move everything because they're too strong, so I'm just going to continue mopping up what I can and getting them into the correct corners and areas right now. So that continues along. Ari is now snuck back to the cave at this point. What are you looking for, Ari?
Oh, I was gonna be wandering around collecting gems.
Oh, sure.
A whole variety of gems.
Give me an investigation check.
He's looting.
Give me the gems, boy. I need those.
We're gonna be rich.
I can set
I've been
rune
watching
traps.
so much of that guy, Caleb City. I've been watching
I've seen his entire channel. It's horrible.
too much of him.
It's horrible.
18.
18. Okay.
So, dude.
So over the course of your looting, I
old
will
DM's
tell
guide.
you get a good bundle of them. Give me a second to tell you how many. We get to roll on a table.
Yeah,
Get
tables.
excited. Woo! Get your percentage die ready.
Madness table.
No.
You find a rock. You look at the rock. Your eyes
It's
glow
got glowing purple.
Yep.
You lose control viciously.
Everyone walks outside. I'm just floating in the air, staring them down.
Final loss. Let's go.
Roll a d8 for me.
Eight.
Let's go, dude.
Ooh. Max damage.
You find a cache inside one of the areas. So as you're walking around, you can tell one of the places that were crashed in. They have all sorts of like holding pens for animals. You can see all the livestock has been slaughtered or taken or eaten in this place. There are no animals living whatsoever in here that they were using to feed Stronclaw. Inside one of these areas, what was being used for coals to help magnify the heating is all leaked out, and there's a bunch of like bags that were used full of yellow sapphires. There's transparent fiery yellow to them, so they were naturally the Stronclaw folk were like, this will probably help with fire. So they would make a fire beneath it using normal coals, and then they would magnify the fire with these yellow sapphires. You find that leaked out all the way to like a mound, basically, just a pile of them.
Ooh.
So, however many you want to try and put in there, you have that opportunity to.
He's got the bag of holding.
I know, but
Got
that
the
also
bag.
has a limit to its weight, which is 500
Yeah,
pounds, I
but
believe.
500 pounds.
So then,
And gems are small.
let me just get the.
Evil rogue.
How much?
Looting.
How much do we have in the bag?
Yeah, you
right
should check
now?
that out right
I
now
don't
because
know.
that will answer how much you can store.
I don't know.
Let me see that.
The 1/50th of a pound each are these stones.
150th.
God.
That's what I just googled, and that's about right.
So we could get
That's some tiny stuff.
a lot potentially.
So 50 of those is a pound. In case you were curious.
Yes. So 50 gemstones are a pound. There's probably, if you had to take a guess,
Estimated.
probably somewhere around 40, 50,000 of them in these piles. Just piles of this shit. Sheesh. You
I'll
clearly.
just get like 4 pounds
All right.
worth.
So 4 pounds would be 200 of these. You can add 200 yellow sapphires to the bag of holding.
So I'm gonna look around and get like a variety.
Oh, he wants the variety pack.
He wants the
Well, do you want? So that's you added 4 pounds of that of
4
just
pounds of
those.
each.
They
But
should-
are you looking for 4 pounds of gemstones in general, or just 4 pounds of just these?
So 4 pounds of the yellow sapphires.
All right. Those are the most immediate, and then walking around, you're able to find laying about plenty of opaque model deep blue looking gems around. They seem to be on stone and used for like sharpening and all sorts of other tools. It's strange to see all these gemstones like used in these ways to like sharpen and damage they're basically used as you would use copper or hammer or
like
steel
rocks.
or rocks. They're like "Urgh," with precious gemstones all throughout this place.
That's hilarious.
So you see plenty of those deep blue ones, blue quartz you find lots of in certain areas, and malachite, plenty of those all around. You see those stones and just handfuls of them. Not as much as that giant pile you saw earlier, but I mean, you can find 100 or so in certain areas just laying around like pebbles and stuff, or 5 or 6 near tools in a station that once were there. So however many of those you want to pick up, you can. There's not thousands of these about. There's only just like little groupings of them based on your investigation check. You notice.
If I could get maybe like 50 of all 3 of the ones you were just describing.
Sure.
So that's 1 pound of
Yeah. Of azurite, you can write Azurite. Blue quartz is the other one, 1 pound, and malachite, 1 pound.
Okay.
Outside, that's about all you can see, just tons of those littered out, and then it takes you quite a while to pick up individually 350 gemstones, as you have you're like one with a big pile of the yellow ones, you were just shoving that crap in the head. You're looking around at all the dead and starting to see Stronclaw lizard folk popping up as your allies are going around rubbing leaves and getting them up. Little Belfina was the first to see all these massive lizard folks like popping up, and you're like, oh, we fighting? And then you see Kane being like, fuck off, and they're like, all right. What's everybody else doing?
I think I've still been trying to revive people.
Yep. So about an hour of this goes by. As you guys do this, you start to get a little group of strong claw lizard folk around here, varying colors. You are fascinated in some senses by the mix here. When you guys saw Immortal, I believe it was, or Everstrong, one of the places on your stops, they were all yellow. Here is a mix of many different colors. You see reds, blues, grays, greens, multitudes of lizard folk all inside this area. It seems to be quite a collective. They gather around Kane as he explains, and they start doing in the leaf thing. They go inside, and you can hear meow, and you can hear other ones like and coming out, and then they start happening. And then after that, everybody sort of settles in a little bit. Mosno gets a little help as some of the lizard folks see what you're doing, and they're like, that's of value, and they start helping cleaning and all that. They walk back into that area, and you all gather in front of that one crazy blue-eyed looking lizard folk. And Kane goes up to him, and he looks, and he's like, Mystic Kroll. And you see him, yes, Kane! These folks were helping us, and they've even offered us some shelter. Things seem to be pretty rough right now, but if we help them out, we'll get shelter and some distance from where we are right now to help figure things out. But they have one of these magic pads that can bring us back and forth to try and keep figuring out what's going on here. I think it'd be best for everyone recovering to try and make their way back to their homelands, and we regroup there.
You want us to leave our homeland for a bunch of strangers, Kane? How big is it?
Really big.
Gather my things!
You see a bunch of them start going into the back, and they're picking up these things. No! No! Yes. You see Kane just like,
He's like, Kane,
yes, Mystic.
you will bring me to Eve immediately.
All right, we will do that. It's going to take a couple teleports. Whoever, we got to find some magic users because we can't keep relying on them. They have other things to do. And you see Vera and Pie Brine step up and they're like, yes, indeed. This is fascinating. She looks over to the Mystic. Mystic, is it? And then you see him.
Yes!
She's like, unfazed, while everyone else is like, I feel like I could smell his breath from here. Oh, we are happy to give you shelter in this time right now inside Nature's Hold. All we ask is that you help us maybe rebuild our areas as well for any strength you might have while you use our resources to heal up, and you aid us against any enemies that may be attacking or assaulting us. We are in the midst of another war right now, but we have resources that can protect you. And she gets cut off.
Protect you? We can protect ourselves, isn't that right?
You see all the other ones like, I was just dead. What?
He's like, you make a strong argument. Come here.
And you see one of the ones get closer. And you see it get even closer and just puts its face against its face. You were dead. And he pushes him back. You see him like,
This seems like a just offer. In return, we will help as we see fit. Survival is of utmost importance, and Strong Claw will survive. Isn't that right?
No one's even like paying attention to him at this point, as they're all just moving things like, they said it was big. That's awesome. Could you imagine something bigger than this? As they're talking amongst themselves. Right. And you see Blackstaff be like, and for this, we did notice when we came in here quite a vast supply of gemstones. I believe this would be incredibly helpful to both our causes and your own if we could have access to your gemstones to for uses of self-defense. See the mystic. What?
She means the rocks.
The rocks.
The shiny ones.
They have no value.
To you. But to her, could be of great value.
What can these shiny rocks do, mystery lady with black staff?
As he starts tapping her staff, you see her be like, I wish you wouldn't do this.
I hear them.
You see her like, what
Noisy, noisy. If they would like to join the group, they can come out and talk. All these side conversations trying to inform you of the right thing to do. Think for yourself, isn't that right, Kane?
He's not in the room, and he just blinks at Kane. He can feel Kane being like, no, yes, absolutely. Do you want the pouches?
Yes!
Which ones? There's so many. Kane is overwhelmed right now, and you can tell this is not what he normally does. He ain't no mule.
Well, these gemstones that your staff is so interested in having, if they have so much value, untold value, I would like to have access to whatever you can do with them. Otherwise, I don't give a shit. Take as much as you want.
You see Brine and Vera just shaking. It's just very, very faint. They're controlling it, but you see Pi. She just turns a little bit. She's like, "It's a lot. I can't even describe how much it is." And she's
All right. Then we have an agreement. You will take the shinies, and we will take home route for till we get things together inside this big place. Kane! I know he can hear me.
you get the sense Kane's ignoring him. So they are doing that right now. You all are free to do whatever else you want to do right now inside this area. Investigate, return home, but you're noticing about 80 or so stronclaw are out and about now, up and at 'em, walking around. None of them have tattoos like Kane. They are mentions of them looking for others of the marked is what they typically call them, muttering under their breath, but they're not able to find any more marked at this time. Kane and Eve are the only two you've ever seen with those markings. Even this strange leader-type mystic does not seem to have any of those type of markings.
But he's got glowing eyes.
He's got glowing eyes, man. He's got weird blue glowing eyes, and they're like smoke coming out of him, basically.
Fucking weird.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah, he is.
Lizard's
Calling out the
weird.
black
Goes,
staff. What
go
the
see
hell?
how Aries doing.
Sure. Uzol tracks down Eri, but has trouble for quite some time until he hears a whole bunch of gemstones fall out of an area. You come upon Eri as he was like trying to quietly like go to this contraption where there was another stack of gemstones, and as he went to like move it, a brick just like fell down from one of the damaged stoneworks of this house and just crack, and everything fell out. And Eri's just staring at a bunch of gemstones right now.
Wow, looks like you made out pretty well.
You have no idea.
These are opaque dark gray with red flecks inside all of these. It's just a huge pile of them.
I'm literally just I'm gonna get like as much as I can, like a pound or two of just whatever variety I can, and just keep grabbing different gems that I haven't seen.
All right, that's 2 pounds of bloodstone.
Ooh, bloodstone. We're gonna make some blood with that.
Heck, come back.
Roll a d12 for me.
Oh yeah. Here it is. 12 max damage.
3.
Minus 9.
Continuing your searches, you can see under houses they seem to have put some foundation for certain buildings that they made, and they laid it down with these opaque white stones. And you're like, that's a gemstone. And you just start picking them up like, gravel you would put out. They basically
If it looks like it's gonna disrupt the integrity of housing, I'm gonna hold on.
Not even close. I mean, it's
Oh.
like all out the side. So if you don't know, but I got a
It's
shed
like
in my
gravel
backyard.
fill?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. So when you
Okay.
place a shed and there's just gravel on the bottom, or like when a new pool or something like that, how you would put all the dirt out and then you put the pool in, but there's still dirt around the sides. There's plenty bleeding over here, so you can again put as much of that as you want.
Let's
People
get another
stupid
like,
rich.
another 2 pounds.
Another
We're
2
gonna
pounds of
be
that would be.
loaded.
Oh boy, I'm bad with pronouncing things, so I will try
Is there like
and
a
then spell it
bank?
for you.
It's like a flea market.
Chalcedony, Chalcedony. Does anybody know their gemstones? The correct pronunciation for that?
Nope.
Chalcedony.
I'm not a
I don't
not a
know.
jeweler,
Yeah, me neither.
nor am I a gemist.
Yes, I am neither of those things as well.
Yeah, so that's that.
So we have 4 pounds of yellow sapphire, pound of azurite,
Yeah.
blue quartz, malachite, 2 pounds of bloodstone, and 2 pounds of chalcedony.
Yep. That's what you guys have so far.
We need more.
The Blackstaff and Brian start making their way back to the teleport pads and cave as some of the people come back. Salem is with them, and Salem's looking at all you guys like, you guys just picking up gemstones? And you guys give him a nod, and you see him putting shit in his pockets as he's out here.
I'd like to talk to Kane.
Okay. So you go into the back room inside the Mystic's shop, and it looks like inside here was relatively untouched. It seems like there was actually another barrier that has opened up a wall, and he has his own little shop in here. And there's leaves and all sorts of herbs and plant life in here, mixing bowls. Very much get a sense of alchemy inside here. And you can see a interesting contraption of it's all based on a wall. This stone is coming out of the wall, but underneath it is like a railing that's made out of like mud, but it's like hardened mud. And there's a chair that can swing side to side with it. So it's like a ramp, so he can't get up, but he can pull himself along while in a chair across the top of this area to work at different portions of it. Kane is staring at these bags, and they all are blue bags. And you hear the one shouting, "The blue one!" And there's like 7 blue ones. You're not even sure there's anything else that isn't colored blue. They're dyed dyed hide bags, and there's just tons of blue ones in here. And they all very much resemble your haversack or the bag of holdings. They all look very similar to that.
Okay.
And you see Kane holding them, and against his skin, he's like, "I'm blue. Are these blue?"
Those are all blue.
Right. You see him then just take all the bags and tie them all together and then put it over his shoulder. All right. What's up,
Yeah.
Mosnell?
I was just curious. Why did Stronclaw get attacked?
I have no idea. It was terrible. There was this strange large minotaur holding this strange glowing orb, and he was just shouting all sorts of things in a language I've never heard. Stronclaw people were dropping left and right. My allies, we couldn't defend against it. I mean, it seemed like he summoned a monsoon onto us, and some of us drowned from the heavens. It was a bit intimidating, that's for darn sure. But then to see our own brethren without those maddened eyes, these were different. There was hate behind these eyes. There was something wrong with them, different from the madness that we see in all the other lizard folk. And then, to boot, they had their own. I guess we domesticated ours. We lost our buddy, Big Teeth. He's out there, fucking dead.
Rest in peace, Big Teeth.
He was
Yes, I
one of
saw
my
him.
favorites. You should have seen the way he would just gulp up little animals. They were beautiful.
I can picture it.
Could you imagine the one gulp being full? That's like a dream.
Did it look like they were after anything?
We don't really keep many things here. We have, I mean... Well, you know, you pointed out to me, Mosnell. They pushed us all the way back to them teleport rooms, and it seemed like they tried to get into our cave. That's where the trials of the markings me and Eve undertook, but they couldn't get in there, because only those who pass the trials can get in there. Maybe they were after something in there. There's a lot of weird stuff in there. Diamonds as far as the eye can see. All sorts of strange devices. I don't get it. Eve says it's above my understanding. Just weird structures and shapes and monuments, pottery, clay work. Some are just droppings from animals in there that I get confused quite often. Eve likes to laugh at me.
What is this place called again?
It is the trials. Well, you need to complete the trials of the marking, trials of nature, to get into the cave of the markings. That's one name we have for it.
Cave of the Markings.
Yeah. Only any of the marked gain access into there. I would not recommend taking those trials. That's almost how I got to you. I re-entered that cave hoping for more guidance, and during that ritual I got sent off to that bag, and then you pulled me out of there.
Good times.
What does it mean? What does it mean to be marked?
Oh, well, as he shows you all these intricate tattoos all over him. They're all these like black, and unlike Ares designs, these are like, it looks like were actually put onto him. Well, it means the god of the hunt sees us as worthy of continuing the hunt in his stead and to lead our tribes. These markings enhance my abilities. I have quite a lot of them, and they make me quite strong, and quite quick and fast. And they see me as a leader of sorts to keep the clan together. Every piece of my body that has it is different enchantments from God.
It's drugs. It's drugs.
Nah.
It's roids. He's roided up.
Well, that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, but then again, I'm trying to think like if I didn't have these, I probably would have died, and then maybe I won't feel so bad about myself. The blue ones, are you blind?
We better get back.
Yeah, I guess. All right.
As we're heading back to the teleporters, presumably, can I take one more cursory glance around for specifically diamonds or rubies?
Sure. Make an perception check.
Okay.
Can I try to find a sapphire?
You can definitely
Just one.
make a perception check.
Was that perception or investigation?
Perception first. You're just looking.
Okay, so for perception, that's a 21.
21. Outside, you're not finding anything.
Shucks.
17.
17 for sapphires. Check. Blue sapphires, you said?
Yeah, they're usually blue.
No, you're not finding shit. Outside at the moment. What'd you roll? 17, right? Not seeing much.
Okay.
As you guys look around, you see pathways being cleared. You can tell there's very much a lot of care first to ease of access and efficiency. The lizard folk are fascinating in how fast they work to make sure that efficiency is the first thing that they're the first thing of importance. You find them taking like bones or teeth out from the dead animals, from especially the dinosaurs, and fastening them into tools to try and make them like shovels as quick as possible. And you looting even other dead minotaur that are cleaved in half or lizard folk and harvesting their bodies in ways that just trying to get them to help them in any way. Now that they're passed on, they really don't seem to give a crap about the body.
Very pragmatic.
All right, I'll rejoin the group after my collection.
All right. As you all walk into the back into the caves where all the sick used to be in these like crystal caverns, and then you walk into the teleport room where there's the one big one in the middle and 5 around it. You do see the place where Eve walked in to go get diamonds and walk out. That was the markings, the cave of markings, and then there's still that gigantic gate inside this room that takes up all the way to the ceiling, and it has some sort of like bamboo wicker type of look to it, very jungle-esque, as it's all carved into the side of the wall or like grown into the side of this wall. This is where around these areas too, there's all this like stonework down there of like stalagmites pointing up, and they're sharpened from all the erosion of the water coming down. But this is where you notice all sorts of gemstones inside the walls. What Phi and Vera saw initially when they first came in, and the deal that was made to harvest these ones, you do notice a sapphire, and you do see some rubies in here. Yes. But they are in the walls. So you'd have to go, I mean, the gaps are probably like 25 feet across of all sharpened stalagmites around this area. And then these are in the walls somehow. So you'd have to get them out of the hardened walls. But they are there, and you do notice them.
I cast Zone Shape. And take out a ruby.
Well, what's the distance on that? What is it?
It's a touch spell, so I can walk up to it.
Okay.
Let me read the details, just so that I'm not spinning you a story.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna go up to Kane. Does he still have his ability to speak to us?
Yep. Just making it easy. So.
Hey, Kane, what's the conditions in which one might be able to enter that cave, pointing at the cave of the marking? I know Eve went in there and got some interesting gemstones that we might be able to use for spells, but I don't want to, like, cross any taboo if I'm not allowed into that cave.
Well, quite literally, you could try and go in there, and you just can't. Unless you have the markings, you just can't go in there. You can be my guest to try.
I want to try.
All right, sure. Kane drops all the bags. You see the mystic. What? Oh, he's ignoring him, not even looking back. And he comes over to the cave, and you see he looks over at. You see this cave that's open here, and he's like, "Go ahead and try and walk in."
I'll walk forward.
You hit an invisible wall hard. You're like, what? It's completely disorienting. Nothing is there, and you feel like you just walked into a rock wall.
Where is this happening?
I'm gonna put
right
my
in front
hand.
of you guys. There's the giant gate, and then there's a door by the side, and Vera and Pi have taken interest, and they're just kind of watching on the back, listening to this.
I'm gonna put my hand up, and it hits a solid surface essentially.
You feel solid surface, and as you do that, you can hear water running as you're touching it. Like in your ears, you just hear water slowly getting faster and faster, like a waterfall.
I'm gonna take my hand off and just back up like a foot.
You see Kane just put his hand through, look, fucking nothing, see, look at that.
Take that, you idiot.
What the?
He's just like, and he walks in there and just like, oh, you said Eve had stuff in here. Is there something you want me to get for you?
I mean,
Oh my god, what the?
I mean,
if there's any of the white gems, the diamonds, those are helpful for helping keep people from dying during a fight.
Oh, she always yelled at me. I was so bad at this. I always kept getting droppings, not diamonds. Bats poop white.
They both start with a D. It's understandable.
Oh boy. I can try.
The diamonds are going to be more see-through than the poop.
All right.
We'll try and walk in.
You try and walk in. You hit it. You hit the wall as well. As you feel the wall, though, you hear the water, and you definitely feel a connection to the god of the hunt.
Oh yeah.
It's very clearly the magic of your.
Let me in!
You see, I'm like, well, I find that interesting. You know about the same dude, but you can't get in here, but I can watch. Hey! He motions to one of them. He's like, you try and get in. You see him just like, all right. And then he gets hit. Another strong claw's like, see? You gotta have this. I don't get it. I don't know. You had to get approval from that guy. I'm not going anywhere. My legs don't work. That's why I'm not going anywhere. Otherwise, I'd be going somewhere. Kane has stopped acknowledging the mystic at this point.
Oh man.
You gotta get approval from him. He does some weird thing. You inhale some stuff, and then you try the trial. And then you wake up, and maybe you got the stuff on you, and maybe you don't.
Right.
Alright, I'm gonna go try and find some stuff. Wish me luck.
You can do it, Kane.
Oh, there's a natural 1 in here. I dropped it before it got in. Alright. I wonder what his investigation is.
It's probably not high.
Massive.
He's El
The
Barbarian.
largest. No, it's like a +20. It's Kane.
I don't think it's right.
Smart guy.
It's
He's
only
not- he's
plus
not.
8.
There's no way his intelligence is more than 14.
His intelligence is probably like 10.
Do I still have you made, Kane? Or did you get Kane?
Would you get rid of Kane?
I might have at one point because I ran out before I signed up for it. Yeah, I don't have mine ready.
Rest in peace, King.
I haven't printed them out somewhere,
Actually,
but I'm not gonna find it.
Didn't he get like replaced by somebody in some campaign, and that's why he got wrecked? Or was
Yeah.
that a different character? Didn't someone get deleted?
Yeah, that was
Was it Elias?
Calgary.
Oh, was it Calgary? It was Calgary.
It was somebody from the
One shot, right?
one shot that we
Yeah, it was
adopted.
Calgary.
Or Eve. It was Eve. No, it was her. That mom. Elira's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five.
Anywho, yeah.
Good talk.
So he walks in. He searches around. I think he has a decent. I don't know. I'm just gonna say +0 for now. Some time goes by. You see the mystic
Making him go search for more useless shinies.
Yeah.
You never know. They might just keep you alive one day.
I don't need shinies to keep me alive.
Whatever you say.
Digging into the wall.
Oh yeah, what's your thing?
So I can carve out any section of stone that's like 5 feet in any dimension.
Okay.
So if the stone is such that it's like, how deep is it embedded in the wall?
It's in the wall, but you have 25 feet between you and the wall. There's all stalagmites. So like,
So I could like carve out gaps from the
3,
stalagmites.
4, 5. So you walk in through here, and then the teleporter pads are here.
Okay.
Stalagmites are all here.
Okay.
Cave, gigantic gate,
Right.
and then you're like rubies in a wall over here.
Okay. So.
So like you have to be stone shaping from the side here over some shit. All
What
these
if-
stalagmites.
What if I were to stone shape the stalactites under my feet to shape footholds so I could just walk across them and then get at the wall?
Yeah, I think that you got to give me an athletics check, I believe.
Oh, athletics.
No, acrobatics.
Yeah, because
Acrobatics.
stone shape is a cantrip, right?
No, it's not.
Oh,
it's
no.
a 4th level spell.
Oh, you're gonna be burning them then. 25 feet. So every 5 feet, you would have to burn. They're 25 feet away. So.
What's the duration?
Oh yeah, what is the duration?
Instantaneous.
Oh,
So,
burning a lot.
how many?
4 would be 16, 20, 5 would be 20, 24. So you have to burn. Oh my God, 6 of them. 6 4th level spells.
6 4th level
Pretty
spells.
sure you don't have that.
To
but
get
you can go
there.
higher. Yeah.
How big is the gem?
How big is the gem? Looks all right.
What time of day is it?
You guys are getting to night now.
Um,
It's actually day. The sun is up higher there, but your internal clocks know it's day or almost night.
yeah, I can do it.
All right.
I'll do it.
Burn all those spells. So that's to get there. Now you got to get out of the wall.
And
So
I have another 6th level spell slot.
Then
so
that's
I'll
your
upcast
7th.
it.
Yeah, so you burn your 7th spell. So you use 7 spells to get over there.
Okay, and it's not like it goes back when,
Yeah,
it-
no,
it
it's
permanently
still there,
changes,
so that stays that way. They don't give a shit. Lizard folk are like, that's neat. You get the ruby, and as you shape it out, you notice it goes a lot deeper in, and it's a lot bigger than you thought. You can add a pretty large ruby to your hands.
Pretty large ruby.
Yeah.
You want to give me an approximate weight?
I'd say it weighs probably like 8 pounds. It's fucking big.
Let's go, dude.
Ooh.
That's
It
a
looked like
massive
nothing,
ruby.
but then you went deep, and you found burning all those spells might have been a good risk reward.
I burned so many spells for this, and I will get much use out of it.
I need Mosnell to
Oh, that
give
was
me
a,
a wisdom saving throw.
It was a 21 on the acrobatics also.
Dies.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
You're dead, pal. You're dead. I just burned all my big spells. Hope you didn't get cursed.
Okay.
As it was all like, oh, with this massive chunk of ruby. Think of like
Harry, bring me the bag!
think of Sly Cooper when Sly Cooper 2, Rajan's thing you knock out of that. It's a little smaller than that guy.
Nice.
17 you said?
It's a chaos emerald.
Let's go, dude.
Alright.
Got a chaos emerald.
I make my way back to Ulazal when I hand him the bag.
Alright, he hands you the bag, you put the ruby in, you see the mystic.
Did you
Yeah.
did you write down all the
I
the
got them
stuff?
all down.
Okay.
You have to get that appraised to figure how much that's worth.
1 gold.
You got nothing to play if you just ruin it, alright? If you just look it up. Might as well not play.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so everybody gets towards the teleport pads, and you see them looking around like there's a lot more people than 6 here.
So interesting thing.
Yeah.
Teleport circle
Yeah.
If it's...
does not have a person limit,
Uh-huh.
but it only lasts 6 seconds.
Oh, but there are certain utilitarians that have a good idea that is coming. So Vera is
Oh.
like, I don't think I can fit this. And you see the mystic do exactly that. I did plan for this, so I'm glad you looked.
Okay.
See the mystic, what are you doing? See Vera, well, we have a certain amount of people. Whack! And you see Vera get hit with it.
There is no limit. Look at the circle. Where do you get your powers from?
I learned them.
That's why you learn nothing up there. You have to hear everything from those voices.
As he's poking the staff.
Oh my god.
You see this tongue like laying out with everything. You see all the other stronclaw are just not having it. They're just like, yeah. Out of all the mystics, this is the one that lived. You fucking kidding me? Really? Jesus. I'm coming back to find more. I have to. There's many determined looks. Like there's no way that Mystic Crawl was the only one to live. That would be a crueler fate than that they can accept.
He goes, you can fit as many as you want in here. Look at the ceiling. Why did we have these built many ages ago? To transport 6 of us?
No! As he pokes her in the chest, she's like, I don't feel comfortable right now. And Sam's like, I want to stop this, but I don't.
Just let it happen.
I don't know.
When's the next time you're gonna see this?
Yeah. So he goes, come. You see your lizard folk come down, and you see him go down. He's like, and you see the process of about 50 or so lizard folk just pile on top of one another. And he's about to send them, and you see Brian go, whoa! One of us should go with this giant amount of lizard folk to make sure no one on the other side is startled. I will go.
Yes, please.
I will go. And she steps on. You see, like, one of the ones that's like, they're all like clustered together in balls, and you can barely see them, and all the tails are coming in, and you see like these hands like
come out and just like pick Brian up. She's like, oh, what? and before like everyone's was like, hey, what? And like someone swore and everyone said there, you just see him. He just taps it, goes off. Just staring at all of you. It was still open for those other 5 seconds.
Yeah,
but
I was about to say.
Everybody was so just taken back by it.
That was very
Did it
practical.
work?
Who's next?
I guess
I mean,
Everyone else?
that'll be us.
yeah, I think the rest of
So everybody finagles their way and gets way too close to everybody.
Yeah.
Mazo basically takes Belfina and like just puts her in a coat, hiding you in there from all the other lizard folk that are getting in there because there's still an additional amount of lizard folk that want to try and get in here. All the people you guys came with, Raleigh is like, I ain't using my spells now. Screw this shit. And you all teleport back. And then after that, you can see all these lizard folk being like, Kane, it's so big! And they're all like measuring with their arms to one another, like, this is the place. And Kane came later because he's still with the Mystic. Like another 50 come, and then just the Mystic and Kane come at the end. And Kane has all this shit like tied to him, just bags and bags of stuff. And he's holding the Mystic almost like a parrot on his arm as he's there. They're like, Kane, it's so big! And Fi is at the walls right now of the chamber, sort of talking off the side as they're sworn next door. Everyone's out in their places, and she came being like, This isn't even the big place. They're like, this isn't even the big place! They're losing it.
I go up to Cade because I completely forgot
Yeah.
and ask if he was able to get anything out of the cave.
Oh, yeah, well, thanks for reminding me. As he looks over, he goes, alright. A lot of this stuff, real weird in there. Sometimes you get visions. Things start talking to me again. Don't know what they mean a lot of the time. I get a lot of sighs. It is what it is.
Oh no.
So, he takes out some stuff. You see 3 really rough-looking, white, opaque items. What's that? Opaque items. He hands them over to you.
I'm gonna put them on the ground,
Yep.
use my dagger, and kind of tap them to see if they break apart, to see if they're poop or diamonds.
First one's poop.
Ah,
You see him like, he's just ashamed. And you see the Mystic be like,
We use that! Payne, pick that up!
and he picks up some of the poop, and you see him like putting it in a bag, like,
You don't know what this makes.
who cares? As he's putting that away, and you tap the next one, and you hear a dink, and you tap another one, and it's poop again, and he's like, giving away poop again, Kane. Mind. And he picks up the poop. You have a diamond worth 250 gold pieces.
woo!
I will pass that along to Ulazal, because we will need that.
Yep.
What does he even do with it?
All right, you guys are out of
Probably nothing.
You
Yom's
don't
good.
want to know.
It is nighttime, and it is up to you what you want to do.
Alright. Do we want to go to take a rest and maybe... I mean, do we want to head out? We gotta get moving towards the storm giant.
We do.
No, you.
We can.
That's not quite the music I wanted.
Well,
There we go. Low energy one again. Easy. All right. So you're back to the normal town. Excitement's starting to fill out. The lizard folks settle in, and you see people being like, "What?" And they, Brian makes announcements and lets them know. Salem hits all of you and just like, "Hey, before any of you leave, I gotta at least see you off. So make sure you let me know when that happens, because you all deserve a good see off."
Thanks, bro.
You also, as you guys, before you leave, you notice on the teleport pad, the ram, and you just see tons of gemstones by the ram right now, as he's just like, with his hoof shoveling them into the portals. Just,
Oh my lord.
you,
Don't do it. It's a trap.
You see at least, like, a whole pile of diamonds. Like, it's a lot of diamonds. It's, if you had to guess, it's probably like 40 grand worth of diamonds.
Oh my god.
And you just see him in the darkness. It goes away.
this fucking guy. One day. One day.
Bellona, one day go. One day. So, the night is yours. You can do what you want.
Let's
It'll probably be good to have a night's rest.
Let's get a good night's.
Long day ahead
And
of
then we
us.
can head out in the morning.
Long day ahead of us.
I agree.
All right. You all go to sleep. You all can get a long rest in, cover all your stuff.
Give my spells.
The morning comes. You don't have to take watch because there are tons of soldiers to do that for you. You awaken to lizard folk having some issues trying to take shit, and people are like, "You can't take that," and they're like, "Why not? I don't understand this. I need to use it." And you're like, "This isn't. I can't talk with this. What is this thing?" And you just see it. And Kane will come over and just give it a whack, and he's like, Kane's like shaking his finger. Things like takes it anyway and starts walking away. But yeah, you get the look that the place is being rebuilt. You see what druids have made progress since the one day that's out there. The items are being distributed. You also see lined up multiple houses. They are all in their armors. They have horses ready. You can see the dwarf, the tiefling, the Goliath, a lot of the people that you met with in that room, all lined up, and the gate is opened, and they're slowly moving their armies out towards what you agreed on, Phandlin. They are marching, east to try and free the dwarves. That's what awakes you, just the heavy footfalls of armies marching east.
All right. Go and collect everyone, and make our way to. Was it Blackstaff?
I
or
do
Brian?
have one thing that I would like to
Brian.
Oh, okay.
do.
Wait, did you say Blackstaff or Brian?
I had forgotten. I think it was you just said Brian wanted to see us off.
Salem. Salem.
Salem did.
Sorry.
And
Wait, did we already spend the night? What happened?
yes, you did.
Yes.
So what did
This
you want
is
to do?
morning.
It was all tomorrow.
I worked very hard to acquire the components for this spell.
All right.
Let me just mark my long rest super quick.
Okay.
And I'm going to gather the chunks of ivory.
Yep.
I'm going to light a lot of incense.
Oh boy, what did I give him? Oh shit.
This is going to be like first thing in the morning for me.
Okay.
I am going to pull out the sunstone,
Yes.
and I'm going to.
I don't think you know it's the sunstone.
Yeah, I don't,
but we know.
Yeah, we know. And I'm going to cast Legend Lore on it.
All right.
Name a person, place, or object. Name or describe. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary about the significant lore about the thing. Might be tales or secret lore, or, as long as it's legendary. I know the lore.
Plot twist, not legendary. It's just a rock.
It's a completely common item. There's like 30,000 in the world.
Oh!
Imagine.
Brief summary.
Oh no.
Nothing, my lord. It is my fatal flaw. Never even widely known.
Take it, put it on the scale. Put
All
the
right.
ivory on the other side of the scale. All is in balance.
Yes.
Pray to the
You
light.
all see this beautiful display put on by Ulazald, who is sitting. How would you crisscross applesauce?
Yeah.
Up crisscross.
Crisscrossing.
Yeah.
Crisscrossing.
You have it,
Applesaucing.
they're balanced in the scales as he puts them. Even though these should not weigh the same thing, they become perfectly balanced as he casts the Legend Lore spell. It's all one side, and the stone's up, and then it. You breathe deeply, and you feel yourself go up to the stars, and you can feel the presence of Tyr. And as Tyr echoes behind you, you can just feel like that radiating energy of Tyr behind you. You can see stars, far off stars, just this black void. and you see a sun gem, a green gem, a black gem, a red gem. They disperse, and you see the yellow one going through the stars to all sorts of places. Things that go by really fast, really hard to understand. And the imagery is really almost incomprehensible to your mind, but Tyr helps relax what would probably blow up your brain. To put it frankly.
Good.
You see the stone change hands many times throughout the ages. You see devils making deals inside planes of hell. You see princes of hell wielding this and trying to use its power only to be slashed down. You can see Corallin's sword of justice ringing and cutting through hands as this gemstone falls into waters and deep into a temple far beneath the sea. And it stays there for a time until you see this winged creature come close up to it. Like it's complete pitch black inside this temple, and light comes closer and closer. And finally, the light of the creature glows with the light of the gem. And facing one another, you see the familiar face of Orlith. Tears running down her face as she sees this item. She picks up the item, wrote it away, and a dwarf and her find themselves inside a what you learn through this spell, the Sun Temple. And there, at the Sun Titan Forge, a dwarf is pounding away at this as Orlith is fighting off all sorts of things beyond your vision of the stone. Well, you can just barely see. And as the dwarf is pounding and pounding away, you start seeing his skin turn. And you start seeing markings of madness all throughout the dwarf. And one of his arms just gets ripped away from him. And he only has one arm and he's still working on it. And then finally the whole body gets ripped away. And it's just sitting on the forge. And just as another bone hand is about to touch it, Orlith swoops in and picks it up. And you can see it up in her hand, shining above, just blasting this bright light back. And then, as it settles, you see Orlith inside the mountain with it, using it to cast this ritual. You're able to ascertain that this is the Sun Gem from the Sun Temple, forged on the Sun Titan Forge. It is as old as time itself, and there are many properties to it in which you don't understand, and you would need someone, either Orlith or someone of that nature, to be able to explain it to you.
When you say of that nature, what do you mean?
Deities or creatures that would have any idea about it, that changed hands that you saw, which would be any of the princes of hell or princesses of hell. Pretty limited list because this thing hasn't been in many people's hands. It's been lost a lot of the time as well. So you are aware it is the Sun Gem.
And this is one of the Titan Forge gems. Oh. Cool Rocky God. Did we ever learn about the grass gem from the other party?
Nope.
Nope.
No idea.
We would have no idea.
Okay.
You guys can't even translate it on there. This is the first time Ozal's ever heard the words Titan Forge. This is the first time. It doesn't look exactly the same as the other one, so that'd be a hard connection for him to make, but not too far. If you could read the ancient Dwarvish that was carved on it in Phandlin, then he'd have a much better shot, but without Eulyris, fat chance. Oh, actually, you guys are gonna be guessing at forges now without you, Lyris. Good thing you have the notebook, though. Maybe you'll get lucky. That's the rules.
Maybe. So as that ritual is happening,
Yep.
the smoke enters in his nostrils, and you see like a cloudy gray form in his eyes, and it's like he's muttering through the things that he can't understand, and the words are coming through when, Tyr gives him the clear words, and he's narrating the whole thing as it's happening from a subconscious state.
Cool.
And then he comes out of the ritual and has the knowledge and has the gem on the scales, and
As soon as you come back, the scale tips, but this time it tips the opposite way where the sunstone's heavier, because everything gets burnt away.
does it?
Does it not get consumed? Why would you even need it?
Sometimes you just need rare components. They don't always get consumed.
Yeah, like identify you need a pearl worth 100.
The incense gets
But-
consumed, but the ivory strips don't.
Okay, so there you go.
Does that mean anything to anyone?
You all were able to hear what I was announcing to him, and then it was all re-announced to everybody through subconsciousness, through his subconscious. Well, inside the Legend Lore spell.
Did they tell myself and Ralia about the whole Orla situation? I can't even remember. At this
Yeah,
point.
when you guys were
Pretty sure they
traveling
did.
from Noble Place to Yongguk,
Pretty sure they
Clovis,
did.
you guys did catch
I
up.
know. I know. I asked about it. I just
Yeah.
don't remember if they told. Okay.
Do you have a general idea? You don't have a deep foundation.
Yeah, that's cool.
The other groups.
So you got this from that crazy fiend I was tracking? Question mark.
It would appear so.
Why would anybody need to forge a gem? A gem exists. It doesn't. You can cut it, but you don't smith it.
It's probably,
Unless it's more than a gem.
it's probably beyond our knowledge. Just like the lizard folk can't seem to get why we want their gems, we probably can't understand why anyone would need to forge a gem. It's just a foreign concept.
Was the ritual successful when that dwarf died?
Tough to tell.
Okay. It's possible that the ritual wasn't completed properly. When he died, maybe it produced a corrupted version of whatever it's supposed to be.
Maybe the person using it was just corrupted. Who knows?
It's true. Power like this.
I mean, this sounds like an adventure for after the war.
Definitely worth looking into.
As long as the damn goat doesn't take it from me.
Yeah, be on your guard.
No goat in sight.
That's what you would want me.
How do you feel about storing that in the bag?
I don't know. Magic on magic tends to yield unruly results.
We can put magic weapons in the bag, and it's not a problem.
Well, we mostly just have gems and potions in there right now, so
I mean, potions are technically magic too.
yeah, I guess you're not wrong. I'll take a cloth,
Yep.
wrap it up,
Okay.
and I'll put it into the bag holding.
Nuke goes off. A nuclear bomb goes off.
I'm holding
Everyone's
on to
consumed.
You killed
The entire Nature's Hold is gone. The Kobold Alliance wins.
Oh,
Roll up new characters. You
Shoot.
have just ruined the entire campaign.
oh man.
Your DM gave you something that would instantly ruin the campaign because that was really good planning on his part. You put it in just fine.
Cool.
Can I
Alright.
ruminate on it and see if I know anything about it?
What's that?
Whoa! Can I see if I know anything about it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
very highly doubt I do, but
Sure.
I may as well roll on it.
yeah. You can make a history.
I
check.
rolled a 2, so never mind.
That just sounded weird. All
Yeah,
that.
it was pretty weird.
He wasn't even like really here when he was muttering that stuff.
He was just like saying
proud
weird
of
stuff.
guy. Yeah, there we are. So
Tears weird.
Tears weird.
So glad I'm not listening to him.
he doesn't
Alright.
talk to you. Your guy's great.
Yeah,
Just
that's great.
Just do your thing.
Do we
weird
go
stuff.
meet up with Salem?
All right. As you guys meet up with Salem, the Blackstaff, you can tell, is already left. He has stayed behind. just to see you guys off. They're off doing their thing. This movement is happening, man. People are coming and going. You see Waterdeep guards. A whole bunch of their army has populated. You can see about 1,000 of them have come over here by the time you guys slept in. The other army is being seen off, and things are moving for the Northern Alliance right now. There's lizard folk walking around. It seems there is energy in here that is quite exciting. There even is some scraps, like as outside the walls. Some of the lizard folk come back and they have like kobold, not spies. They're the recon, basically. Recon.
Scouts.
Scouts. Thank you. Has some scouts and they're like, eat, and they're like, what? And you see some of the drow like, this has potential. I like this. The lizard folk, you get a sense of they are exceptional at tracking. And that would come with where they're at. And this is potentially super dangerous that you just gave a apex predator into this environment and has no idea how to deal with
introduced an invasive species.
You sure did.
Oh no.
But we'll see how they deal with that.
Oh god.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
how long has it been since the start of the Siege of the North fight?
2 days, at least.
2 days?
A little more than 2 days.
Dang.
Do I get my? I think I get my Time Lord's blessing back.
Cool. Salem greets you all. He's happy to see you. Something about these groups that I met at the mountain. My group connected us to yours, and there's something special about everything here. Even with your new friends and new faces, I feel like this is the first step on a journey to peace, or at least to a better future. I'm proud to be working with you guys, all of you. I know it's awfully soon. We've hardly met, but the things you do and the actions you've done have spoken way louder than so many that I've met in my time. And I chose this life, and it is an exciting one because of people like you. I wish you luck fighting the storm and giants wherever they're out and about. I have these devices. I cooked up with the Black Staff back in the day, and they're out of date apparently already. There's newer, better ones. So whenever you're in a pinch, if you throw these in an area about 10 feet, you can heal a fallen ally.
Ooh.
So you can add these, or you can have these. And he hands you 3 of, and I didn't homebrew them yet. You can just write them down right now of Black Staffs. I want to call them magic balls. So you can call them that if you want. But yeah, just call them that for now. Black Staffs magic balls will be fine.
2 of them.
It's D&D. 3.
3.
Take care, and I hope to see you real soon.
Thanks, Salem. Nice meeting you.
I'll hold out my hand for him. See you when all this is over.
He shakes your hand. You know what? We should throw a hell of a feast. The next time I see you, we're all gonna have one of the best nights of our lives. That's my
I
promise.
like the sound of that.
He smiles and sees you off, waves,
I'll hold you to that.
gives you all thumbs ups, high fives, all the deal. As you all depart, Kane just sort of waves to you, but he's got his own shit to deal with because he's dealing with like 100 plus lizard folk, and they just keep coming too.
Oh,
Because the mystic is going back and they're getting shit and bringing it back here, and they're on top of getting gemstones. You already see like piles of gemstones being shifted here, and then some of them are going to Waterdeep. They're moving, man. Because now they, to your knowledge, they just got a huge cache of magical or stones that can be used for magic that could be super helpful in their war effort. And that's all because of what your friendships are and how you guys chose to play the game.
Things are looking up.
Swaggy.
let's go, dude.
We've saved the city.
Brian comes to all of you.
Is this real Brian or?
Well, as she approaches, you don't see the.
Is she frowning?
She's not frowning. You can see her keeping her composure to the best she can. It's only 2 days out from the fight, and she's already standing. But
This woman.
as she goes to see you all off in the direction of the storm giants, trying to help you all out, you can tell she is using everything in her power to be standing right now, and she's definitely on some stuff to be seeing you all off. I wish you the best of luck. They didn't respond to my calls. I don't take it personally, though. The storm giants are ever elusive. Be careful. You will see things out there, since you've not been around for a while, that are difficult. You will run into cobalt wolves. I promise you that. There will be caravans out there in occupied towns. It is up to you whether you want to liberate them or wait, because we are on a clock. Captain Jarlex up in Yin Yang is depending on you to free his navy, and we are hoping the timing will hit on Pinman in the right way so that we all can converge and push the Cobalt Alliance back on their heels.
We'll do what we can.
I appreciate it. I imagine the spirit of the forest will be all around you on your journey. He sent you here for a reason, and we are all still breathing because of you. I await your arrival. Your return.
I look forward to telling you of good fortune.
She gives you like a special handshake, Masno, like gripping your arm type of style, and you guys see each other off.
Yep.
Still a
It's
strong
good to see
grip,
you
though.
on your feet.
Before we leave the stronghold,
Yeah.
So weird.
I would like to track down some winterized attire and tents that we can use.
Yeah, as you can just mention that to her, and she'll get it sent to you, and she goes, "Oh, that reminds me. We sent those nobles north to the Frostborn. I had us contact the Frostborn, and they've already a day ago met with Seri Clovis and your good friend Tamazing,
It's amazing.
and have taken them into the frozen forest right now, and they're getting sent.
That's great news.
That's amazing.
I thought so too.
Just like him.
She has quite a choice words for everything going on right now. I've never seen Seri with such resolve for such a little girl. I've never seen a little girl with such resolve as Seri Clovis. I can't imagine why she was brought here. We will have to see.
Wait, does Brian not know? We didn't have time to explain.
You did in the they talked a little. Remember the
Right.
Tarask room when you guys were in the mud, that area before you guys went out to the battlefield.
Right.
But she knows Mace Olwen, who tried to trick her into adopting him, basically,
Right.
back in the past.
Yeah. Okay.
So she does have an idea, but she doesn't know Siri personally.
Okay.
Everybody doesn't know everybody.
She's aware. She's aware of the situation.
Yeah, and she only has vague education on politics to the west.
Gotcha. But she knows there was a coup. Revolution.
From you guys, yes.
Yeah.
You guys told her that. She's
Yeah.
like, whoa, that's shit crazy.
Yeah. Just making sure she didn't not know about that because that's important.
Yes. You guys are given, you have winter attire given to you all. That's easy enough.
Nice.
I'm already wearing it.
Yes.
You have winterproof hoods. You have some tents that can withstand about 50 pounds worth of snow on it.
That's a lot of snow.
It is a lot. You can tell the north has an abundance of these resources, and it's going to be curious as winter hits how the Cobalt Alliance is going to hold up, if they're going to have a war.
Never invade the north in the winter.
Masno, you know that. you know that in your very being.
Yes.
There were days you couldn't open the door to your house because the snow piled out so high, and you and your dad just said, "Yep, we're in today." After hours, like, Guess there's no getting out.
Guess we're stuck. Hope Jimmy comes by with the plow.
Anyway. All right. So you guys have your items. You're off into the wilderness. You're beginning your few days journey. It'll take you about 3 days to get to where the memories were given to you. Before you take off, Ralia decides to stay back and help with everybody. And she says...
She's going to amass an undead army. I'm ready for this.
You see her... I think I'm needed here to help out a little longer. But Brian gave me something at my request. If you need me, send me a spell, and I will come to you. She gives you guys a sending stone. So she can use one of those to... Or the teleport stones? What are they? There's 2 of them, and one goes to the other stone.
Gate stone.
What is it?
Gate stone.
Gate stone. And your gate stone.
Cool.
So you guys now have a gate stone. Whoever wants it has it. She just holds it out. Whoever can take it from her takes it.
I'll take it.
All right. Don't lose that. And you can get to me in a moment if you have to, but it's only good for one person.
Good to know.
Don't put it in the bag either.
Okay, so an ancient relic that's been around since the dawn of time that has unlimited power is fine to go in the bag, but a gate stone. Right.
But
Okay.
if she uses it, where would she end up?
In the bag. Right.
Let's avoid that.
Yeah. All right.
Maslow, you're smarter than you look, man.
He's learning.
Survival, man. Survival's so high.
I've been in there.
Oh.
All right.
That's a story.
You're out.
Oh, right, you don't know.
No, yeah, why would I know that? That's so hilarious. That's how we got Kane.
Yeah.
All right, let's head west.
Easy. Step 1.
On the road again.
Here's the map if you want to
Guys,
look
can I unprepare tongues?
Nope.
Do you think we're gonna... How many languages do we have as a group?
Nope. We need Kane.
Well,
Okay.
I speak giant, so...
Nope. What's the marching order? And who wants to make the checks to
I'll
get
lead.
through the forest?
Very badly
Wait,
containing
wait.
my excitement.
Okay.
We have a ranger.
We should probably have Bologna either first or second.
Damn it.
Yeah,
No, we can-
She has the storm
She-
giant memory.
She
can
she
co-lead,
she,
but-
Oh,
knows
she
the
does.
path
Yeah,
to get there, and
fine.
she can also sense.
You can give her...
I'll try to
know
be
the general
first, and then you
directions
guys will
then,
say
'cause you have
that.
to do
and
that
I'll
again,
do it.
right? Whatever
What?
that thing is you did to know where they are, you have the memory, but you got to call upon
Yes, I
where the
have the
spell is.
memory and
Memory. Why is
yeah,
control
let me
bar
just find it real
little
quick here.
spell?
What time is it? We can take our break. Oh, well, no, we got like 30 minutes before we got to stop. No. So we just plow through then.
Plowing through. Let's go.
Well, it's just a spell, so
All right. Well, you burn that
Yeah.
spell, so you have a...
it's a 4th level spell that lasts for an hour.
Okay.
So whenever I decide to concentrate on it,
Yeah, so the first hour of your journey, you have a good direction to where that is. And knock off everything, or just that? Okay. You guys are traveling from Nature's Old
and it's
here
within, it's a 1,000-foot radius
to
of me.
Over
Is that
here.
locate
So
creature?
Yes,
I have
it
that
is
as well.
locate
you're
creature.
going over to here. You start in here. You go in there. There's a big forest there. So you got these.
So I have 3
Not
uses
too
of that
far.
per day.
The next maps are just going to be each continent by itself, and it's going to be a lot bigger. But it's a good template.
It is a good template. This map is so beautiful.
Okay, so I can do that 3 times a day.
Okay.
It lasts an hour.
Guys, we gotta go
All
to
right.
Venice.
It is a concentration, so if something happens, then obviously.
We gotta go west of Westeros.
What's west of Westeros? Give me survival check with advantage, and Maznell also has survival check with advantage. You two leading.
Yes.
Because you are in your home.
Natural 20.
You serious?
Yep.
Let's go, dude.
Didn't even need to roll twice. No, let's do it anyway, see if I get 2. Nope.
21.
Okay. The two of you make excellent progress leading the way throughout this forest. You pick it up with ease, Bologna, even though the temperatures are way colder. Maznell's showing you the ropes, and you're able to pick it up without problem. It seems very much just like the jungles you did at home. It's just a different looking jungle.
Easy.
What's the problem? Some of the animals definitely get you off guard, but they don't cause you to startle. You just take it in and add it to your lexicon of animals. What you do notice, though, you guys rolled so well, you start making up ground, and you notice very large footprints.
Oh,
and
easy.
as you get deeper into the day, in the direction that you're going, you both are certain, because of these survival checks and with what Mosnell knows, you guys are actually tailing some of the deserters from the War of the Giants. And you, with those rolls, you know there's 5 of them in a camp about 20 minutes from you by the end of the first day.
We're so good at tracking.
Hey, that's 5 hill giants, right? Stone giants?
You're unsure.
Who knows?
You just know they're giants.
I don't know if we can fight 5 of them at the same time.
I mean, the storm giants weren't the deserters, so we should just
I think
avoid them.
Elusive, yeah.
I think.
Storm giants refuse to show up and get involved.
Yes.
These are the betrayers that were.
Yeah.
Stone.
Yeah. These you would assume would be the betrayers that were talked about.
Big, but not big.
We can deal with them later.
Should we avoid them?
We're on a timetable.
Alright.
Let's
We
make
need
our
to
way
find the storm giants.
along, and if we start getting notice of them, we make a big berth away from them.
Yeah, and I can provide us cover.
As you guys start walking, you know that their camp with those rolls are going to be directly in your line, so you have to go around them. Do you want to do anything to obfuscate that before I ask for stealth checks to get around their...
Pass without trace.
Pass without chase. Okay, so go ahead and make stealth checks for your group. As you can... how far away are you from this? The campsite itself is a large ruin, so you can see tops of heads of these giants in there around a campfire in the morning being pushed out. But it is, I'd say, like 400 feet away from you at this point. You guys thought it was close, but you didn't realize how close it was because your tracking was so well. You were like right on top of it, but then you're also like, giants are huge. Oh god.
Yeah.
So stealth rolls.
39.
Okay.
16.
Oof.
Heavy armor.
Yeah.
34.
Okay.
You got pass without a trace.
17.
Okay.
22.
Nice. All right. You all are able to keep your distance. You hear murmuring shouts in giant going back and forth, but as you guys walk by it, seems like they're totally focused on whatever the hell they're talking about. You can make a perception check if you want to try and hear what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'll listen.
Because you speak giant.
I do.
Oh yeah.
Perception?
Yep.
Now is when you use tongues.
18.
You know!
18. Because of your understanding of the language, you're able to make out a lot of stuff that's getting lost, that's being bounced off the ruins, and you gather the conversation as something along the lines of, I said this wasn't right. We shouldn't have done this. You're a coward! You know what we do to cowards? And he goes, this isn't our way. And he just like, that's one more of this. And you can start hearing beating on another giant as you guys are walking by. You can hear those loud thuds. It's like a tree trunk hitting another tree.
Sheesh.
Just hear this slapping of like flesh, you know, like a 5-star, but on a giant.
Oh god.
It sounds like a bass drum.
Did I recognize any of the voices?
You can give me a history check.
Giant the giant.
Yeah, it's George from up the street.
Hey,
Steve, Mamma Mia, motherfucker.
That's pretty good.
You're pretty good.
But history is +0. 18.
It's familiar. One of the voices is familiar.
Oh no!
Oh, what have you
Why
done?
you do this?
Maz slows up as you're all going by. Ari's already gone. He's like, what the fuck are you looking back at the group? And Maz is slowing down as he's hearing this.
What is it?
I know that voice.
Good or bad?
It's my friend, right?
Yes, that's what you would recognize. What you think it is. You're not certain, but it sounds like your friend.
I want to get a closer look.
I'll go with you. Just stay quiet.
The two of you start to peel off.
5 giants.
Ari is like at the front, trying to figure out why we're not moving. Bellona and Mosno peel off towards the ruins.
I'm going with them.
Are you gonna go with them?
Yeah.
All right. I need everyone going towards the ruins to give me more stealth checks.
Oh, why is everybody doing this?
Still +10.
Yep.
19.
19. Okay.
23.
23.
33.
You come to the ruins too, Ari?
Yeah, if everybody else going.
Belfine.
37.
37.
So that's 12.
12. All right. So you guys start getting close and close to the ruins, and Belfina falls, or not so much falls, but like she puts her hands up against one of them and pushes, and a whole bunch of rock starts coming down, because these are pretty beat up and old ruins, and like little Belfina just knocking shelves over, so she's also like, yeah, but she's also like, oh no, we're quiet time. But Bellona knows this is happening. She can feel that with her stealth, and she turns and she gives a look like, stop it, and Ulazal comes over, and Ari are starting to catch some of this stuff and slowly placing it, and there's little thuds going down, but they hit at the same time as you hear this going on. As Bellona pauses, you guys start pushing deeper into these ruins, and they're pretty open though. It's not it's totally intricate. It just looks like it was what used to be a temple or a house or a church. And you see a single stone giant on the ground right now, blood gushing out of its mouth as it's just being punched, and the other ones are kicking it in the back. There's 2 on one side, kicking it in the back. One's just watching, and you see another one just railing into it and just screaming in giant, just like, you should have died if this is the talk. There's no turning back. And give me an insight check, Mazna, because you can speak the language.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Let's go,
Mosnell's
dude. Stop
the
wasting
god.
money.
give me a moment. Whispers.
He knows everything.
Next fight we get into 5 after 1.
3.
Oh, God.
Man, I don't know. I think I'd rather have the outside of combat high rolls. Because then you get that juicy knowledge.
Crits are nice.
Man.
You do recognize the person being beaten to death brutally as Gibber.
Chipper. Yeah.
He is bleeding out pretty profusely as they're not letting up. I mean, they're just beating the shit out of him right now. He's looking rough. One just watching on, not doing anything, but 3 of them are just pounding away. As he's begging for mercy, he's pleading for his life. He's trying to call them brothers by name, and they are just ignoring him as they are just beating him up.
That's Jibber.
What are we doing?
We gonna stab someone?
That's exactly what I heard. What are we doing?
We've got the element of surprise right now. If we're gonna do something, we need to do it. I don't know what this giant means to you, but you seem to have some.
Well, I can't let this continue. I'll go out. You stay here.
If one of the giants tries to smush him, I'm holding banishment.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock one of those poison arrows
Okay.
and move along the tree line so that I'm a little bit away from the group.
Let me go get a map.
Why are we doing this? There's 5 of them!
Nah, it's fine.
There's 5 of us!
It's
There are
fine.
giants!
So?
That's fine. Actually, last time I fought a troll, you know, it didn't work out so terribly. Their brains are...
In case you forget, I am very good against giants.
In case you forgot,
I gotta glue the hands.
we got guerrilla tactics on our side.
Gorilla.
Gorilla.
Well, one of them is not going to fight us because he's my friend.
You got a green shirt. Look at you. You got a green shirt.
I'm getting there.
Ah, Bay.
Well, Mazno's in the other room. He's got his painted. Actually, I'll just go get him. You're not here anymore.
Really, no.
Oh, I was going to tell you what colors he had, but I also assumed you kind of knew.
Purple.
You told me gray.
Pretty basic. Like red hair.
No, the base.
Neon
Brown.
pink.
Oh, the base. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not done painting everybody. It's a lot. But I painted all your guys. All your guys are all gray bases.
Woo!
I even bought like $4 bag of 20 bases.
Let's go, dude.
Oh, $4. That's the biggest splurge yet.
Yep. Every time I see something like that cheap, it's like
$4.
$4.
$4. $4. Yeah. And then bam, that $4 turns into 400.
Yep. Let's get to.
That storm giant is missing a hand.
Yeah, I gotta get his.
Chopped it
His
off.
sword.
It's in the bucket of stuff. I need to hot glue.
Are you ready? Do you got
Where's the camera
your
doing
spells picked out and stuff?
Good, that's back. That's that. Top.
Tippy top.
Here's the top.
They're really big.
You guys are there. You guys are there. Jibber's getting his skull pounded out.
Frickin' Jibber. Would you grow up, dude? Come on. You should just be a betrayer like everyone else.
The betrayer gods. I'm not redoing the boxes for now, so you live with that. Let's get some intense music on.
Do you have any stats for the poison arrows from the assassins?
How about you find out?
I would assume it's just 1d4 poison.
Okay.
And,
I will find out then.
Save for poison condition or
Yeah,
something.
I would assume it's just a DC con save on hit, and then they just take 1d4 poison damage, because that's how normal poison works. But
Does it apply to poison condition? Because that would be super
I don't
useful
know.
in this situation.
good
All right.
question. That's a DM question. I don't know.
We'll find out. You don't know. You didn't
Well,
do
they
any
were
research.
assassins.
Your character doesn't know shit.
Assassins got good poison. That good.
Maybe.
Good.
Maybe.
All right. So what initiative?
You don't know. You don't know. I like how he always yells at the end of his videos where he just starts screaming at his other self.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to talk no more? You don't want to talk no more? Huh? Where do you live? Six lanes. Is that your house? Is that your
Yo,
house?
I love
Am I
that
knocking
one.
on your door right now?
Is that
at
you?
your door?
Is that you?
Maybe
He's just-
I overreacted.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Alright. What are you guys doing?
So
Actually,
I'm gonna-
I need everybody to roll initiative.
That's what I thought. No! God damn it. Why am I so slow?
What's your modifier? Are you kidding me? What? You have a double my modifier, homie.
What do we got? Higher, high 20s, around the 20s.
19.
24.
Oh yeah, kill it.
24. Harry. 19. Anybody else around the higher ones?
No.
All right, middle class, like around 15. Who's around 15?
Not even close.
Nobody.
11.
12. Yep, that's around 15.
Those are great. You guys are great.
Delphina.
Doesn't matter.
Mosnell's 11. What did you mess up
I
with?
rolled a 2, so it's a 6.
Nice.
Plus 4 is nice, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what character I play. Every initiative I roll is buns.
On this group, Tellius, he's kind of hit or miss.
Tellius is in the middle, but for
He's in the
family, it
middle.
doesn't matter.
Dude,
Like,
Llama was always
Llama
last.
was always last. It's like,
There's a feat.
Always.
I'm gonna do something, and then everything's dead.
All right, here we go.
It's great.
Top of the order, Airy.
Airy, go for a...
Let's see, what would be the closest giant that's wailing on this dude?
To you would be the one kicking him in the back right now. He just with that blue one you see on in front of
That
the
big
king.
blue one. All right, I want to move like 40, like 30 feet or so to the right, so that I'm away from the group.
Got him. Aries purple base, green hood. You guys are also by like a little bit of water that's around this ruin. You guys have come out like one side of the ruin and then around the side to see where this is open. And there's like a whole trough of water here,
Okay.
cutting through the middle of the ruin. But you're okay. You're being smart enough not to walk in the water to reveal your position.
All right, I'm gonna take aim with my longbow
Okay.
and a poison arrow
Sure.
and take a shot at him.
All right. Roll a hit.
Shit. Just going for it.
We
23.
don't like bullies here.
23.
No
hits.
bullies allowed.
Or sorry, 22.
Hits.
Okay.
Right. No bullies allowed.
That actually was at advantage because I'm hidden.
Oh boy.
Same roll.
Hits.
Okay.
Sneak attack.
D8 plus sneak attack.
We don't like weak here. Stone giants are no longer weak. As he's kicking into Jiver. Brothers, we don't have to be strong like this. Shut up, weakling! He clobbers his jaw, and it looks like his jaw is unhinged a bit. He can't really speak.
28 piercing damage
All right.
and a poison arrow used.
All right. He's got to make a con save.
Hey, I called it.
Boop, boop.
Depends on what poison it is for the DC.
Yeah, if it's a super cool poison, it just murders them.
Got that wyvern tears.
Okay. Here we go. Let's see if
Just
I continue to roll a
urine.
trap for my bad guys. Nope.
Got bubonic
Can
plague.
save. That is a 26 to save.
Whoa!
The poison arrow hits him, and you see a little. What was that? And then the arrow, you see a like the skin just go, and all this. How do I say it? Like all the moisture in his skin just evaporates, and you see him, and all this like blackness burns off this
Oh
area.
my!
And he takes extra damage.
What did we get?
Holy!
Don't
Since,
don't trip
since,
with
since
those.
he's saved, he doesn't take whatever the effects are.
Oh,
He only gets hit by
He only
whatever
just
the
gets-
damage is.
disgusting
That's
black
still-
skin stuff.
that's nice.
Yeah, so you see it.
And then I'm gonna use the remainder of my turn. I'm gonna bonus action hide.
Okay.
Plus 10. Still concentrating.
So that's still 23.
So, at this point, you shoot an arrow in his back of the giant. The other giants are focused on this. There's one that isn't. Okay. His head goes up a little bit at the arrow impacting his back, and you can see most of them are still very focused on what they're doing, and you go and hide where you're at. But you can
And
actually see.
I was gonna move a little bit closer, like a little bit to my character's right, so that I was kind of in the trees over there.
Okay. You do see the one that's not attacking right now following you into the trees right now.
Ooh,
But
saw me with the 23.
yeah, he rolled really high.
It would still be plus 10 if you didn't have that.
Yeah, you.
I
have
did
to
not
just-
add that.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm still concentrating on that spell.
Well, that's fair.
As
So
of right now.
then,
That would have been a 33.
Yeah.
then he has a general idea of the direction. He's not following you per se, but he definitely
Okay.
saw an arrow come out of nowhere and is unmoving at the moment. Out of nowhere. But his entire face on this one giant is just gone.
His face
Weird
is
looking.
gone.
His face is
have
gone.
Giants make weird faces in general, though, so not too far for long. You have a now strange, or you have the knowledge that these arrows have some sort of curse on them.
Ooh.
All right, so Ulazal, you're up.
Right. I am going to use my movement to get up these trees over here.
Sure.
To get up there, would it require anything?
Yeah, you would need another stealth check, and a stealth check followed by. The stealth check follows the athletics check. To start climbing up the ruins and trying to get a vantage point.
So the athletics didn't go well.
Okay.
So that's a 5.
That's a 5. That's rough. You get caught on your cloak, and you're making a mess of it, and you have to use more movement than normal. You're still capable individual, but you're going to burn 20 feet of movement on that.
That's
because
fine.
you rolled so
That's
poorly.
where I want to go.
All right.
Where's the next biggest one that Ari didn't engage with?
The next biggest one is the one pounding on Jiver right now.
I'm casting banishment on him.
All right.
Charisma save.
All right. Let's see. What is their charisma saving throw? Oh! That's a 2 for a 1. minus
That's
one.
that's a fail.
All right.
Banished.
So as
Banishing
it's
him.
Oh.
Welcome to the Astral Sea.
Oh.
Do you choose where it gets banished?
No, it's just a harmless demiplane.
Okay.
Harmless,
so
thank
he
goodness.
disappears. Jiver, you see, oh, the other one kicking his back. What the fuck? And you see the other one looking over. Something's wrong.
Oh God.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Oh God. Potent stuff. Woo.
All right.
And I'll use my bonus action to say arise and activate my shield. Forget my hand.
All right. They hear that from the crowd as they're on high alert after this individual just disappeared, their friend. They start looking around and they got to make a check. It is now the giant's turn to see if they can figure out where the fuck that came from. Oof. The one has no idea. The one that is the burning in his back right now, just like takes out the arrow, looks around, he can't see much. The other two start walking toward the sound. This one in particular goes, I believe I heard it from over there, and he points over there, and this one goes 5, 10, 15, 20, pushes past Jiver, giving him a little like kick on the way, and looks over and parses through the trees, and you see this grin. Oh, I found it! Probably a northerner! And he's going to attack you. He is going to make 2 great club attacks.
Right.
Roll.
Oh, natural one. And,
What is wrong with you, dude? Jesus.
oh, I can never play this game. That's a 16, so that's going to miss your armor class. So
thing Chuck's got my back.
He crushes one tree, crushes another tree, and you're just like, hello there. You didn't have to. I didn't even need to move.
He was like,
The other one sees that, and it is going to pick up a rock. Chuck a rock at you.
Oh God, it's happening, guys.
the new meat shield.
That is 24 to hit.
I'm gonna shield.
How does shield bump you up to 24 or higher?
24.
24 still hits.
It beats it.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's what it says. Like, God damn, how high is your shit?
Poop. It's gonna hurt, guys. It's gonna hurt.
Imagine if Tellius had shield.
33 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
You need to make a DC strength saving throw. I was reading DC. You just need to make a strength saving throw.
Strength.
Yeah.
15.
You fail. You're knocked prone.
Ow.
You need a concentration On banishment.
That is correct.
Roll for that. See if he comes back.
I have Warcaster. That is Constitution, so that's 15. So half of 33 would be 16. So yeah, it would fade.
Fades, and all of a sudden you have. Oh nope. Coming back, that one that was beating, but now standing. You said it was a peaceful plane.
Yeah, it was a nice place.
All right.
It was just
Is
quiet.
that what the spell says?
It's a harmless demi plane.
Okay, as a harmless enemy player, you see him with his axe out. What's going on? He actually gets his turn now because it's still the giant's turns.
Rude.
You see the other one that is just throwing the rock and hit you and go, that one, sir. And the one that is not looking great, he's actually going to attack you too. The one that was trying to look, they've all pointed at you, so now we have the other two. They're going to look over to Ulzal, and then they see the other group, and they're like, oh! Behind the area they're hiding in. So at least
Rude.
Mosnell and Belfina and Bellona, they all just like
Rude.
cats looking up now. Multi-attack against Belfina, and the other one will use its movement to...
Rude. But my stealth is so high.
Well, your Ulzal.
Thanks.
I had a good
move in,
plan. I had a
and-
good plan.
And 2 attacks against Mosnell, so here we go. That is a 28 and 22 to hit Belfina. Or Bellona. Belfina's
What's hitting me?
20 and 22.
They both hit.
20. Okay. Give us a moment. Mosnell, one is a 14 and the other one is a 26.
Second one hits.
So then I'll roll the damages for those.
Hurt.
For Bellona, that is 18 with the first hit from the Great Club. Crashes down on you. And then it's 21 on the second one, all bludgeoning damage.
There's only one less than what I thought it was going to be.
And then Mosnell, that is 22 points of bludgeoning damage. As the first one, you take your axe, and as the leader of them comes down on you, your giant slaying great axe, you knock to the side. You see him like, oh! He sees that axe with instant recognition. He's like, you! And crashes down on you, and he hits like the side, and you go over, knocked over from the impact, like rock and gravel bludgeon you. He doesn't actually hit you with his axe, but hits the ground while the club hits into Bellona side to side. That will end the giant's turn. It is now Belfina's turn. What you gonna do?
Just so I'm clear, are these humanoids?
No, these are giants, I believe. Huge giants.
Okay.
Mosnell on deck, Bellona in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast Confusion at 6th level.
Oh, shit!
Whoa.
All right,
Please.
you got it. Which one?
The closer one.
All right. That would be the one near Mosnell. So, what does he got to do for that save?
It's a radius.
It's a radius.
Yeah, so it's 90 foot by what? That's crazy.
How far?
It's a sphere. Oh, so it's a 30-foot sphere? Or is it?
I think the
Oh
sphere.
yeah, you can
there's
count.
a, there's
The
a
sphere
there's a
is
range of what
the
you
sphere
can
is
cast.
30 feet. The range is 90. Okay, so you can put a 30-foot sphere with anywhere within 90 feet of you.
It would only be a 20-foot sphere.
Since you're casting it at 6. Oh yeah.
20 feet.
Yep, 20 feet sphere.
Then you can get two of either of these guys. These two or these two over there.
The first two then.
These guys or these guys?
Those ones.
Those guys. All right. So you're trying to cast confuse on them. They gotta make saving throws.
Yes, please.
Charisma, wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. All right. 16 and 7.
Okay, so they both fail.
Oh shit!
Boom.
So what that means is
Yeah.
I roll a d10.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. An affected target can't take reactions and must roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns to determine its behavior for that turn.
Ooh. Blammo. Confused.
Are they gonna hurt themselves?
Belfina cracks her staff, and these bramblewoods start crawling up to the giants, and they're flexing them off and moving them off. And like, what is this? And it comes all the way up to them, and you see a flower go, and this air goes in their face, and like, what? And they are confused. All right. Anything else?
Nope,
Dope.
I'm good.
Mosnell, it is your turn as you see Belfina behind you do this. All cool like flowers blown into their face. They seem confused now. You see two of these giants coughing as the smoke is in their face. What would you like to do?
All right. I'm gonna go up to the one that attacked me.
Yep.
I say, leave him alone.
Yep.
And swing my axe at him.
All right. You're not raging?
I'll rage you.
Okay, just,
Get up!
He wouldn't rage. That's
That's ridiculous. When would Mosnell ever rage?
go ahead. Roll attack.
All right.
Get him.
No, I'm not sure. if
Oh,
these
so
guys
I
would
was
be
gonna.
qualified as giants.
That's reckless, great weapon master
Okay.
for both of them.
Yep.
So that's gonna be.
he's doing
24 to hit.
Hits.
And he. Actually, let's just see if they hit first. Actually, before let's do damage.
Yep.
Actually,
You gotta do damage, then he's gotta make a save.
Actually,
and then
yeah.
you gotta do another
Yeah,
hit,
because he
and
got
then
the
you'll have to make
save.
another
So let's
save.
just do this first. All right. So.
Oh, you might get advantage too on the other one if you knock him prone.
Well, you already have bonus. That's reckless.
Oh, that's true.
super advantage.
That's definitely how the rules work. We agreed on this.
Quadruple
Roll.
advantage.
Well, there is triple advantage.
They,
with something.
they never thought of this.
What?
19 points of damage.
Okay.
And then he needs to make a strength saving throw.
It's not great, actually. 12.
He falls prone.
Get him! With the confusion, Monster clubs into him and takes out both the legs and does a tries to bring down another attack on him as he falls prone, slamming onto the stone ground of this ruined temple, cracking it, mud pouring up. As this large impact
Does he take
hits,
fall
all these
damage?
birds come out from the trees. No, it doesn't. Count your blessings. All right. And then your next attack.
25. No, 15. Sorry.
15 does not hit.
No.
On the ground, he's going around, and as you come down to hit him with your axe, he just turns and, in his confusion, gets out of your way just barely. It was definitely not intentional.
Is anyone within 10 feet of me?
Yep.
Yeah, Bologna
Yep,
is.
Bologna.
You got 4 temporary hit points when I raged, and you have resistance to cold.
I am feeling so angry right now. Just got smacked by a giant.
Bologna, your turn, then Harry.
Didn't
Cool.
sign up for this.
Didn't sign up for
We'll
that.
go through one more round, and then that'll be it.
Okay. I'm going to take a few steps back.
Okay, into the water. It's not that deep. It's only up to your ankles. And you can see it's like rainwater that's gathered inside what would have been a trough back in the day when this was used.
I waterproof my boot shoe things.
I mean, fairly.
I'm just curious. Just making sure
You're in
they're
the
good.
rainforest.
I'm just
so
making sure
your
we're
gear's
good,
pretty
man.
Good, yeah.
I'm just
Not
making
trying to
sure.
get gangrene over
Yeah,
here.
I just want to make sure my
You're
feet
good?
are okay.
No, I'm good. It's a fair question, but she's
Probably
definitely
cold too.
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
Resistance to
it
cold
might,
damage,
it
too.
might mess up my
Yep.
aim.
We'll see.
So as a bonus action, I'll cast Magic Weapon
Okay.
at 3rd level.
Sure.
Get him.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll take 2 attacks with my Schlongbow
Mm-hmm.
with 2.
Magic weapon. That's for the magic weapon.
Yes, with 2 poison-tipped arrows.
Okay.
Get him.
The first will be on Duder A.
Okay.
The second will be on Duder B.
Okay.
Get him.
And we will be utilizing the sharpshooter feat
Okay.
for each attack.
Well said, sir.
All right. Go for it.
Let me do some quick mental math here.
Yeah.
So magic weapon provides +1, and sharpshooter is
Bellona summoning this magical bow. Rain just pours in her hands,
That's 5.
forming this divine item. Pulls back the bow, releases a poison-tipped arrow at one of them, going through the airs.
Okay, so I rolled a nat 1, and it would be. Yeah, I know, right? It would be a. Blub, blub, blub.
Well, a natural one always misses.
Yeah. Yeah. So that makes me sad.
Sure does.
Makes
me
me
a
really
little sad
sad.
too, but it's all right.
No, I have 2. I
Yep.
said
So the first one misses.
uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
Oh, the second one is oh jeez, math. 22.
Hits.
Get him.
So the first one goes wide of the one in the back, and the second one goes into the one that found Ulazal. What did you just break?
Just some tape.
Okay. He rolled a natural 18 on his perception check. Then he has a
I'm not very stealthy.
big bump to that. Yeah. +4 for a 22 to find you. How rude.
So that's gonna be
That's the one we had.
22 damage.
Nice. Arrow goes in.
Yeah.
Sticks into its chest. These are all stone giants, by the way.
Okay.
I'm not buying
Yeah.
5
Cool
stone
beans.
giants. It's not happening.
Yeah, and then whatever happens with the poison.
He's gonna make a con save. Con save is if it meets the DC, does he succeed?
Yeah.
Okay. He meets the DC.
Okay.
So it doesn't do whatever the curse was supposed to, but it still goes off, and you see like, and you see all that like hydration sucked from him. You get the sense that whatever wards were on Pi prevented this curse from going off.
Well, that's nice.
How many did we have of those? I can't remember.
8, you split them.
Okay,
8
So
total.
4 and 4, so you
Now
have
I
2
have
left.
2.
He has 3 left. Alright. Cool. Now, top of the order, Airy.
Get him.
I'm gonna grab my dark coin and focus on it. Use a bonus action to activate it,
Oh, shit. Okay.
and then I'm gonna make an attack. Who was the? I shot at the blue one with my arrow.
Yes. Their chest.
I'm gonna shoot at him again.
Okay, go for it. Where
Am
yours is in
I?
the back.
Do I have a?
Yeah.
Do I have advantage for being hit?
Yes, from him you are hidden. Yes.
Okay.
He could not see you. He never even got off to see you. You shot him in the back and then hid. before he had a
Oh
chance.
boy.
His back is just spiraling out. Looks like a spider web, and you can see just red going all throughout the stone back. Whatever this
That's no good.
cursed arrow.
So Vax gave me a natural 20.
Oof.
Oh, he's dead.
Boy.
Oh boy.
Little boy.
It's a murder.
And I rolled. Ooh, I rolled a 25.
Okay.
Mystery.
So what'd you roll to hit? A nat 20? Well, that automatically hits. All right. So it hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Lots. Oh damn.
This was a normal arrow.
This was a regular arrow, correct?
Coward.
Uh, 47 total piercing damage.
Sheesh.
As the arrow goes, it goes into the back of his head, and then you see it just go, like what would just pierce a little bit goes really deep as you see the darkness flare off as it goes into the back of his skull. And you gathered probably hit Giant Brain. He is looking very rough. He is all of a sudden, with the curse going out its back and another arrow in the back of its skull, it's looking horrible, well confused.
Do I know what happened with my roll?
Nope.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you kill my giant NPC?
There you are. You would have figured it out if things didn't happen a certain way. So that's all. That's it. That is it. All right. It is now Will's all-star.
Right. I am going to cast.
Super banishment.
Nope, not this time.
Double punishment.
I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon,
Okay.
He's doing it.
and that's gonna swing. That is a 27 to hit.
Hits.
Alright, so this is at the guy that swung at me.
Yeah. So that's the one, the Cyclops.
So
Miniature. Yeah.
the Justice Hammer apparates right above his head and then clocks him for 7 points of radiant damage.
Balance.
Why is your hammer so strong?
My hammer's good. And then I'm gonna cast
Yep.
Sacred Flame
Okay.
on his face.
Go for it.
That's a dex save for him.
All right. Let's see how dexterous the giant is. It's one of the prettiest dice, and it has the most nat ones, so I'm going to stop using
But it's so pretty.
it. It is really. 14?
Fails.
Oh, man.
So that's gonna be that's 10 radiant damage.
Shablam!
Got him.
Starting to look rough. A lot of fire building on him.
I'm gonna
The
use.
curse going out from his chest where he was hit from below now.
I'm gonna use my movement to get back down.
Okay.
And
Give me a acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
No, it's athletics.
that is a 13.
13. You take 3 points of falling damage as you're in a panic because you just got hit hard by a gigantic boulder and you're just trying to get off and you just hit the stonework hard coming down.
And I.
Skitter off this way a little bit.
Sounds good to me.
That's my turn.
Okie dokie. It is now the giant's turn.
Cantrips are dope.
I need a roll for your confusion. So what is it? D8s?
D10.
2d10.
D10. 2 and a 4.
Okay, they have the same problem.
Okay.
The creature doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Oh
Wow.
It's still prone.
That's so powerful.
The one that was gonna get up from being prone, you see him like, in his mind, he keeps seeing himself get up, but then he's back on the ground. And he tries to get up, and he's back on the ground. He's like, what the f-? And the other one is just gonzo right now. You can see one of his eyes has just stopped working. He just went down, and you see him just like, woo, woo. He doesn't know where he is. Okay. The other giant is going to see the comrades like this, and he's going to see Jiver stand up. Use half his movement. And Jiver is going to now attack the one on the ground who was prone. Get him, Jiver! He has advantage, and he's going to
Yeah, he
use
does.
he's going to pick up his great club from the ground and start smashing.
It's clobbering time.
Both those will hit.
Get him!
That's just worse Hulk.
At least we'll get one giant if we don't get any.
Yeah. Good news, guys.
We got one.
They'll probably want to execute him, but whatever.
18 points for the first one. As he hits into him, you see the guy. Oh! Not really saying much, not monologuing, just beating the shit out of him.
He's probably killing his family. You know.
As you do. 6 and 8. 14 points in the next one. As he does that, he looks towards the one that hasn't taken its turn yet. And he's going to make a persuasion check.
Whoa.
Persuasion.
Grenier, we don't have to do it. Half his face is just like falling off at this point.
Gosh.
And his jaw is unhinged. We can be better than this. And you see him a little conflicted, looking at everybody. This was the one that wasn't attacking. And it is going to punch another rock, pick it up, starts looking at Jiver. And as he's about to chuck it at Jiver, he throws it at the one that was attacking Lizal.
Oh!
Let's go!
That was a natural 17 on his persuasion check. Which is awesome.
Jiver! Masno!
Jiver is the giver. So he's attacking the other one, which is that guy with the rock.
Giant friends.
Let's see if that hits. Wow, yep, that hits. 19. not like great, just barely. And then that would be 42. So where am I?
40, 10 damage, my gosh.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully, I get 6, 8, 11, 21, 27 points of damage. And that one is looking extremely rough as well.
Ow. Let's go, dude.
Two of them, as the rock cracks over him, you see bits of his just like cuts all along the sides of his face as it crashes around him. And you see the other one turn around. And he's like, "Jiver, you stone-hearted turd."
Playful banter.
You mean whatever?
Well,
whatever
Mosnow's
giant's
the only one
doing.
that can hear this.
I can hear it.
Belfina, it is now your turn.
Kill it.
Is this concentration spell the confused thing?
It is.
Okay, so you just can't use another concentration spell, otherwise you'll lose that. But you might want to. It's up to you. Just making sure you know that.
I don't know. It's a lot of fun. So I think we'll keep going.
Alright.
Reed, just so you know, at the end of the Giant's turn, they can try and re-throw the Wisdom save. Save.
So I'll do those two then. So that will actually impact yours, whether it's here or not. So let's see if they can survive the wisdom save. That's a natural 8 and 2, so that's a nope.
Alrighty.
Super nope.
Get them. So it would be a 12 and a 5. And the 1 and a 5. 1 does not fail.
DC is powerful and strong. Kill it.
Beat him while he's down.
Kill it. Jiver.
Yeah, Jiver's
Get the weak-looking one. Take him out. Mazel turns. The fuck?
You didn't tell us what we were doing.
Which one? There's a lot. There's this many, and I don't know which one's yours. I don't speak giant. But the one in the middle, I was getting beat on. I thought that was like intuitive.
Kill the
I thought he was sleeping.
Just kill the Jiver.
I thought we still had the surprise on that one.
I think I'd like to just hold a spell.
Sure. What's the condition you want to hold for?
I don't know.
Like you can, if they move, if they attack you, if they attack somebody else, if they try to run away, all those things are conditions that you can throw a spell at them at.
Okay, so I'll just wait until one of them looks like they might attack me, and I'll hold Ice Knife, just in case. But
Okay.
I'm mostly concentrating on holding
Sure.
what I've got, because it's making
If you hold a spell,
Oh, is that
it counts as a concentration, even if it's not a concentration spell. Yeah, because you're gathering it, and like if the condition weren't to be met, the spell would fizzle out. So she's
Yep.
casting the spell, but she has to hold onto it and concentrate on it
Right.
in order to make it a delayed
Is it a
action.
concentration spell normally?
It doesn't say.
Then you
so.
can just shoot it off if you want. If it's in
I don't
range.
think it is, but if she tries to hold it as a conditional action, it will.
Where's Ice Knife a melee thing? Yeah, then you can just
It just
shoot
it
off.
just shoots like an ice spike.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Ice knife.
Shake. Okay. The closest one would be the one that you have confused right now. That's blue.
Okay. Yeah, just in his like calf.
Go for it.
Take that, bucko.
Roll for to see if you hit.
Okay. 17.
That's exactly what
That
you needed to hit.
hits. Okay. Let me just see how much. Yeah.
All the damage.
Because there's a save on that too, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Because it like explodes as well.
So, looks like that's 9 points of damage.
All right. As the ice go into him, they go up his leg, and then the ice comes up and meets the curse, and the whole body of him goes to ice, falls, and shatters. He's dead.
Yikes.
Gone.
Ooh.
How embarrassing.
Bye.
I am no longer in danger.
He had 1 hit point.
Did you explode the shard?
It didn't even have a chance to. He had 1 hit point. On impact, he died.
Well, it makes us a 5-foot explosion.
Oh,
Wow.
there you go. Well, he auto fails it then, because he's dying.
No, I mean like any creatures around him within 5
I don't
feet.
think there was
Would-
anyone other than
If there was.
maybe.
Mosnell would have been in 5 feet of him. So
Well, there's
Mosnell
that-
make
what
his
about
dex saving
that?
throw.
What about that prone giant?
Yeah, Mosnell makes
Yeah,
a dex
sure.
saving throw or take 2d6 cold.
Which she's resistant to right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And the other one.
Dex.
Yeah, he's
17 dex.
So he
That's a
has
save.
disadvantage.
Right, your save is 17.
You lose.
Yeah, he fails that dex. 15. So he'll take the cold damage too on the ground. What did you do, Mosnell?
17.
I think that is the DC, so I think you dodge.
Yeah.
There you go. So you don't take the damage.
So I take half,
You
and then I take
and then you
half.
half of that.
No, for the
you're
explosion, you succeed on the save or take the damage.
Okay,
Oh, okay,
then
so
you're
I'm good.
Well, the best of both worlds then. How much is the explosion damage?
10 points.
10 points extra. to-
Easy.
As he gets smashed. All right, Mosnell, it is now your turn. Then Bologna.
All right, I'm gonna swing at the guy at my feet on the ground.
All right.
And
Kratos.
since I get advantage anyway, I'm not going to do reckless,
Yep,
but I will do great weapon master.
you got
Do
it.
it. Kill it.
Get him.
Yes, starting out good. All right, and that was
Tell me what your attack roll.
21.
It's
All right, and that's gonna be
Kill it.
knocks him prone again
Super
again.
prone.
More pro.
into the earth,
Yep. Flatten him into the ground.
Donkey Kong style. Headbutt.
See? He knows.
24 points of damage,
Nice.
Not enough.
That was
and then I'll swing again.
Go for it.
Get him.
Do it. Kill it.
Yes. 22.
Hits.
All right. Ooh.
The one standing's looking really rough. 2 have turned on them, and 1 is on the prone right now, getting beat.
26 points of damage.
We
By
facilitated a mutiny.
and he's just
Oh wait,
coming down. Yeah.
wait! Oh shit!
Yep.
I forgot.
What?
I forgot last time too. So wait, hang on. So the first one was 21 points of damage, I think. So that should be 31.
Yeah, great weapon master.
All right, give me a moment.
Great weapon master. I forgot to do that. And then this one
It
should
was actually
be
24 points of damage. I had.
24. So 34, and this one's 36.
So I'll add an extra 20 to my deduction here. So give me a moment.
Yeah,
An
just
extra
add 20 basically.
Um,
Get him.
Great weapon. The most important part.
Classic Ryan. Oh, that's that.
Let's make it harder to hit stuff, but then not add the damage modifier.
Yeah, right.
It is looking extremely rough.
No!
Extremely rough. You see, and it's like bouncing off the floor as you hit it with your great axe, and it's just out of this world right now, getting beat up. Both look horribly damaged right now. The Giver looks really hurt, and the other one, the unsure-looking giant, is he looks fine.
All right, and then I'll do a storm aura
Okay.
for if there's any friendlies within 10.
Nope.
10
Nope.
feet.
Everyone pieced out on you. You're the only one.
You're,
All these giants
you're
are
fine,
your way.
dude. You're fine.
All right.
I'm doing good. All right, that's fine. It just looked cool.
All right. It is now Bologna's turn.
So there's one prone that's like pretty much dead,
Both look pretty much
and then
dead.
there's another one standing.
Yep.
I'll aim for the standing one.
All right.
Because I'm a ranged weapon user,
All right.
and I'm smart.
Okay. Are you doing longbow, anything special with it, or just normal?
We're gonna just use some normal arrows.
Sure.
Utilizing the sharpshooter feat though.
Okay.
So we'll roll.
Hmm.
22.
Hits.
Natural 1.
Oof.
Ooh. And then this is gonna be. That's gonna be whatchamacallit, a 12, but I'm gonna channel Divinity and add 10 to it.
Hits.
Get him.
So those are
So-
why 3 attacks?
Bonus
Crossbows?
action.
Bonus action. Okay. So you got 3 of those.
Yeah, as a
Two of them
bonus
hit.
action with War Priest, I can
Yep. Cool.
I can do a third attack.
Sounds good to me.
So
I'll have to look it up right now. So you're attacking the one standing twice.
yes.
Okay.
So that's gonna automatically be 28 damage. I know that.
On the first arrow. He dies.
Okay. On the first arrow, I mean that's with both of them. That's like minimum.
Oh well.
Because
the
sharpshooter feat will add 10 on hit, 10 damage. So
Well, he only has 10 health left, so the first arrow's gonna kill
all
him.
right, easy.
So he's dead. So now roll with disadvantage against the prone one. If you're gonna try and redirect it, you still get the plus 10 that you used for the warcaster on that other one.
16.
No. So it's just 16 would have been. So you had the other roll, which was 12, and then that's a 16. So you would still take the 12. It's still a 22. 22
Yeah, I was
to
gonna
hit.
say it doesn't
So that hits
change
him.
anything.
All right. How do you want to do this?
Hooray!
Nice.
We did it.
All right. What kind of position is he in right now?
He is, from what you're seeing, you're coming around the side as you're shooting your bow. You shoot the first one into the stone giant that's standing, and just into its head. You see him collapsing like a falling tree into the trees near the ruin here. The one on the ground, Mazel is hitting him, and he's being bounced off the ground as Mazel's like woodcutter axing him off the ground. He's looking disoriented from Bologna, who's still concentrating. The flower still.
All right. So
Putting
as he like bounces up
Yeah.
once, I'll see if I can like see his neck or face or anything like that.
Sure.
Just either pop one in between the eyes or like just pop one right here.
As Mazel hits him with the second one, his head comes up a little like a sit-up and just right between the eyes, sharpshooter into the brain. Still.
Yeah.
3 of the giants lay dead, 1 injured, another unsure looking on. That is where we will end tonight's session.
Easy.
Hey.